Monsters infest the forests. Demons foul dwarven minds. Dragons roam the skies. The populace cries out for heroes in their time of need. Heroes with cunning, prowess, intelligence, and perhaps even the favor of gods. These are not those heroes.
Hello and welcome to TBD Tabletop Games, where we like to play D&D in our own particular style that we find to be quite entertaining, and we hope that you will find it entertaining as well. We'll just do a real quick introduction once again. On my far right, we have Nick. He's playing Adamar.
Adamar Sorofville III, a ranger.
Followed by Jody here on my right, playing Dee Dee.
The halfling.
We have Tyrael, the protector, is that what it is? Guardian Asimar.
Life cleric, yes.
Played by Xander.
Hello.
And Big Rich, played by Amir. The eyebrows. Just one little bit of housekeeping. I have slightly altered kind of Xander's racial abilities. It's going to be slow fall at level 4. Levitate at 6, and then at 8 you have access to your full flight for that 1 minute.
Well, it's a good thing I'm level 14 then.
Yeah, I don't know. He's playing it on a lot of other tables.
Yeah, he just soloed the beholder real quick.
Yeah, just real quick. He DM'd for himself too.
Yeah.
It's all written down. It's all on the up and up. It's all good.
So
Write it down. It must be true.
So last time, our adventurers found what they believed to be the source of these kind of metal golem constructs plaguing the town nearby. A tower atop a kind of snowy mountaintop, a nice little plateau, but frigid cold on the outside. They made their way into the first level of the tower, striking up a temporary uneasy truce with another, interesting party that they've met along the road. And seeing an ambush start to collapse around them, they took what I'm sure is the only logical step and hightailed it up the stairs.
Run away!
While the golems collapsed in around the other party. To what their fate lies, we have yet to find out. But we resume now on the second floor, kind of a domicile. You've all taken some time to really look around and kind of scrounge up any loot that you've been able to, anything that wasn't nailed down. But you've kind of recollected in front of a set of doors on the outside wall. Noticing that your roguish friend seems to have pulled a disappearing act once more, but a sense of urgency presses you forward on. You guys now stand kind of on the bottom, the second level, looking at a set of stairways that lead up to another set of giant doors, presumably opening to the outside.
We make a 180 and do the opposite of what you prepared for.
Retire.
Yeah.
Find a nice, safe life.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't go back downstairs.
You can do whatsoever you like.
You guys want to just like retire and take up like a pottery barn or something? We can just start
Yeah.
making crafts.
Open up a pottery barn, yeah.
I agree.
Or
I feel going up the stairs is the best.
you got who's got that awesome bow or that awesome compound that
DD.
well,
But we never talked about that. It's a D8 then, right? Instead of a D6.
Yeah, just
for
use the
bow?
same
Okay.
same as a longbow.
then we got
It just doesn't have the heavy restriction.
we got about 100 gold each, I think, and we also have 250 worth of or 250 gold coins worth of copper or like raw copper ingots.
Copper ingots.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but we
I think-
can't carry
We
all
didn't
of
take
that.
those with
No,
us.
we definitely did. We spread it out.
yeah, we spread it out.
Yep.
Wink.
2 of it.
Huh.
I think you're all
Okay.
carrying
I don't know.
I guess 50 pounds.
I got no strength.
We definitely did. Yeah.
You grabbed what you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
We
worry
have
about
bricks of
the,
copper to hurl
Is
at our
that
enemies.
where Javar went? He took
Yeah.
his copper
He
and
took his
disappeared.
copper and ran.
He's got like his pockets are bulging and just like clanking heavily with these bars of copper.
And the bulging isn't from the cop.
No.
It's from his extra Adidas clothes.
Mm. Yeah, he's got to buy that designer stuff. What'd you guys like to do? Would you like to try these doors?
I just sneak up the staircase and stick my ear to it, see if I can hear anything.
Yeah, make a perception check.
That's a 1 on my pretty
Yeah,
good
you
dice.
can hear the wind kind of howling on the outside of the building, maybe through like the crack in the kind of side of the door or something.
I think we're okay.
I go up to door.
Okay. Everybody's gonna be like super
You sound different.
Eastern European by the end of this campaign. Just everybody.
I know not what you talk
The
about.
battle has changed him.
Yeah. It's taking a heavy toll on his mind. Yeah, you can you walk right up to that door. You place your hand on it. It's kind of like a metal compound, but it's a little bit cold to the touch.
It's cold. It lead outside. Ah. I open the door.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
follow behind.
you push open the door. It kind of like swings open easily, very freely. You look down upon kind of a beautiful vista of the mountains and the valleys beneath the tower and the mountain upon which it stands. As you look down upon this valley, you kind of get a foul odor, almost kind of crossing by, only for it to be whipped away once again by a strong breeze, or strong wind, like a gale, kind of blustering by the tower itself.
Is Devar near?
You all have a cold winter
Yes.
gear on, I believe. All right, nobody has to make any saves then. But it is very cold out here on this kind of narrow balcony that seems to wind its way around the tower itself.
Are there
You guys kinda-
railings on said balcony?
Exiting here. Pardon me?
Are there railings on said balcony?
There is a low railing, yeah. It's not very
Like
high.
knee height?
Yeah, it's like knee height.
So it works for.
So waist high for me.
Yeah, you actually feel very safe.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's or I will look around.
It's gonna be murder
gonna
for
be-
you to keep
oh,
this
yeah.
accent up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What the accent? No.
So we have one going off. Is that going up or down?
It's level.
It's level?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's level. But the stairs that you've come up were at a very kind of steep incline.
Right.
So you have traveled quite up. You imagine that you're probably above the second floor now as you've
Right.
climbed up to these doors. So you're looking around, just with your eyes, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you can kind of see this top of the mountain, the plateau below you. You can kind of see the little barn off in the distance, and kind of looking down. Yeah, you see the whole mountain kind of opening up into a larger valley. You know, little trees and stuff down in below.
I send my owl this way.
This way. Okay. As you do,
Comes around the bend.
you see
Drink.
a pair of. They seem like constructs, but with far more biological material kind of attached and fused into them. They've kind of got a weird clicking gait as they kind of crawl around. You can see that they're like looking around with their eyes, kind of their heads craning back and forth as they're kind of crawling along this little narrow pathway. They seem to be headed in your direction.
I send owl back. Then I say construct coming this way.
Are you feeling okay?
No. And then I send my owl that way to check the other way.
Yeah, as it curves around this side of the building, following the natural curve, you do spy what appears to be another large set of doors and an entrance kind of clockwise towards you.
Okay.
I
All
cock an
right.
arrow.
Let's head
I
that
notch
way.
an arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I just say let's head that way. Maybe we can hold them off somewhere in there. And I'm gonna move that way.
Okay. Are you
We're all coming
moving
this way?
normal pace?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to? Are we gonna set up an ambush or just head off?
Yeah, I say
around
we
the
wait
corner?
right around this corner, like, cause this is closed off, right? And then the balcony starts on these. On like
Yeah,
these
so
two
this
by
is the
two.
balcony right here that
Yeah.
kind of goes around the building. The walls being right here.
Try to push them off as they come around.
We could. We could also
push stuff.
Hmm.
And we couldn't do that at it. So.
I got rope. We could tie a rope across the parapet there because it's low.
Oh, and
Might trip 'em.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've got 2 slots. That's it.
Let us avoid this fight and just go there, check it out.
Alright.
Did the constructs look as though they could be intelligent enough to open doors and move around the environment, or just
I believe so, since I've seen them walk through doors.
we've seen them walk through doorways?
Also doors. I lied.
You hear the
Yeah.
clanking of footsteps
Pace.
drawing closer.
Okay, so we scurry off to these.
But I don't know how fast we're moving compared to them, so that's why I'm not moving.
30.
fast.
What speeds?
30.
Okay, so.
Yep.
30, 30,
30.
30, and now you guys hang back or send ahead?
Send ahead.
Okay.
As you guys are moving, you hear a sharp cry kind of pierce through the howling winds, and kind of a scuffling of footsteps from behind you. So they seem to maybe have heard something. You're not sure.
They.
Yeah,
oh,
they're
like
coming
the
up behind you.
constructs, okay.
Let us sneak.
Sure.
Stealth mode activated.
You disadvantage.
I do.
Guidance yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Absolutely.
Ooh, wow, that's nice.
Wow.
That's a 16 for Edinburgh.
So disadvantage, so 10.
10. Okay.
12.
12.
21.
21. Sorry. What did you have again?
16.
16.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
So yeah, you guys can go ahead and move yourself about 15 feet forward each. Just kind of start bringing yourselves around the corner.
I only get 2.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
I will set an arrow.
You see, kind of as you're sneaking along, kind of close to the low railing, you kind of see the beginnings of some sort of metallic and almost like a gargoyle-y type creature starting to turn the corner around you. Sorry, turn the corner around the tower, just starting to get a view of you guys.
Right.
Okay. As it kind of like places its claw along the side of the building, kind of pulling itself around, it looks kind of directly around. It does spy you guys, and it shrieks horribly. Everybody roll initiative, please.
Oh boy, that's a 5.
Ooh, 20. Natural 20, 22.
Nice.
Okay.
And my owl. And my owl is a 2.
So it's like right before you in
Yeah.
initiative. You go here. You go here. What was your initiative? 13. Okay. What was your initiative?
Get ready for this. 11.
Well, that's not bad.
Average.
A little bit above.
Okay.
You can't have a minus initiative, right?
You can.
You can, yeah.
If your dex is negative.
Good thing I have an 87 in dex,
Alright.
giving me a plus 24 to initiative.
Big Rich, you see as you look, glancing over your shoulder, this large beast just coming around the corner, glaring at you with kind of beady red eyes and letting off a horrible shriek as it starts to move towards you. What would you like to do?
Does it see me?
It might have just a little bit, like it more sees kind of these two a little bit more caught out. You might not have been seen yourself,
Okay.
but it's seen the party.
I peer out because I am hiding, I assume. Do I get advantage on my attack?
Okay.
Okay. I cast Chromatic Orb of electric variety.
All right.
Yes, very good.
Did we ever figure out the resistances with the detect magic earlier?
The resistances. These creatures are a little bit different.
Okay.
They look physically
Similar.
different. They're more biological than just kind of sheer metal constructs, which is what you've been
Sounds-
seeing
sounds
up
good to
until this
me.
point.
Wait till the end of initiative and I'll tell you.
You need 1 minute, don't you? To study them?
He's already done it though.
But
These are
Anything,
different.
anything within 60 feet, you immediately learn the target.
That's not 60.
It was slightly out of your range, but we'll see what happens.
It's a bonus action.
Sorry,
so
what
I
was
can-
your attack roll?
24.
24. Yeah, that's a hit. The lightning.
Yes.
Okay.
20 damage.
20 damage.
That was a really good roll.
The creature shrieks as it gets a full face of lightning as it's coming around the corner. You've clearly made it very angry.
I am a god. That's it.
Um,
I jump off. No, I'm just kidding.
It howls in pain and rage.
Are you gonna read that?
No. I'm gonna actually, yeah, one more.
Oh shit. This thing's fast.
Dashing,
Oh,
kind
okay.
of flopping on all fours as it starts almost hurling itself towards the party. Dee Dee, you look behind, hearing this noise, seeing this gigantic, almost decaying-looking construct as like flesh is almost dripping off of it in areas and metal shining through underneath the skin as it comes hurtling towards you. What'd you like to do?
I will shoot it.
Sure, make an attack roll.
That's an 18 to hit.
Okay, were you using you just straight
My
attack?
special whatever is bow.
Okay. Sorry, 18 hits. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thinking fast, you turn around, whipping out your new fine bow and line a shot, loosing it,
9 points of damage.
hitting it directly, kind of in the face, an arrow jutting out of its cheek. 9 damage.
And I run. 10, 15, 20, 25. They're fast!
Tyrio.
So is this the green area? Is that a wall?
Yeah.
Okay,
this
so
is
I'm
kind of the walls
I'm
of the
on-
keep.
I'm on a hard corner then.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
probably peek out. Like,
Yeah,
that shouldn't
Give
be an
me
issue.
just kitty corner me. Yeah. And flame-like radiance descends upon the creature. This one, sacred flame.
Sacred Flame?
Yes,
So it's a
dexterity save.
It is too focused on the two targets that are originally seen, and it doesn't even see this ball of radiant energy coalesce around it.
Nice.
How much damage do you do?
A whopping 5 damage.
DPS cleric.
It howls in pain, looking. It's starting to look pretty rough. But the second one is hot on its heels.
Cool on its toes.
Lukewarm. In the middle of the day.
Charging again in a similar fashion, literally like claws digging into the ground and hurling itself forward with as much speed as it can muster. Adamar, you quickly realize the threat as your companions have started fighting. Your attention now turns to the threat.
I look at it
You look at it
and
fiercely.
I
You get a
100
steal.
cents to try to figure out vulnerabilities, immunities, resistances, because it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. So I can.
You kind of narrow your eyes for a moment, analyzing it. You see that it's very similar to these other creatures that you've encountered,
Right.
but maybe not exactly the same. You reason that it's probably resistant to necrotic damage
Right.
and non-magical damage.
Okay.
Seeing this horror, you probably think that poison and psychic damage are not going to be very effective.
Sight. Okay.
And you also believe that kind of immunity-inducing effects might not be very effective.
Immunity inducing.
Or sorry, not immunity. Sorry, a status affecting.
Ah, okay. Doing that, I aim for a weak spot. Hopefully. Crit! Oh!
On a green dice!
On a green dice! Hello?
You hit.
If you use
Weak
that while we're
spot.
fighting the god tomorrow, it's
Game. One
Game
of our
over,
friends.
man.
Game over, man.
6 to the.
Did you get more green dice?
No. Sorry.
why not?
That is 11
11 damage.
of the piercing variety.
That's after your modifier.
Yeah. I rolled 2 3s.
Yeah, the beast howls as another arrow kind of strikes it in the upper chest.
And then I. 10, 15, 20, 25.
I'll hide behind the cleric.
Yeah, behind the cliff. Heal me, please.
Yeah, you never
Not
move
dead
back.
yet. I will be soon.
That's fine.
Howley, ever the vigilant companion.
I'll only move 60 feet that way.
That would.
So,
Okay.
Stay there. Oh, hold action help me if they get close enough.
Okay.
That-
You are actually next up.
oh,
she.
I I move in 5 feet so I can see, or 10 feet, I guess, and attack with a chromatic orb.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
He gets
Does-
advantage because his owl is
No.
helping him, right? It moves the arm up.
Does 7
It's not how
hit?
health works.
Yes.
It's just shy.
I think that
Oh.
translates to
Yeah.
17.
Yes, that's what
Yeah, if we do
That
this
would
in like
be-
if we
We
do
take
this in
the
like
accent
base
away.
2, then it's like big number.
I move back. I am best always,
All the
trying
way
to
down?
encourage myself. No. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, this creature again starts running. 10, 15, 20, 25. And again, dashes getting right up in Tyrion's face, kind of looming over you, breathing down in a heavy fashion. But its stench of this decaying, rotting flesh is overpowering. You feel the urge to start retching. Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Perhaps. Scroll down.
Perhaps. I know not.
No, I'm trying this double screen shenanigans here.
Oh, okay.
Screw this double screen shenanigans. There it is. Okay. Con?
Yep.
Nope.
What's your plus?
0.
You have a 0 on con?
Yep.
Oh. Oh no.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, you're not a dwarf either.
Nope.
Oh no.
Yeah, the overpowering stench of this creature as it looms over you is just too much. You start retching, trying to hold down what you can. You're considered poisoned for the next round.
Does it do acid damage to the construct?
Pardon me?
Does it do acid damage to the construct?
No.
Do I take any damage for that hit?
Pardon me?
Any damage?
No. It's just the overpowering smell of it is just like it's kind of clawing at you. It's you want to get away from it. Dee Dee.
It's a hard corner.
Yeah.
I'd say if you take kind of this more of this outside track, you can probably get a line of sight. Like there's a bit of a round to it.
All right. And then I will move up 10. I will bonus action Hunter's Mark. 'Cause
Okay.
I forgot that.
I was trying to hint at that, but I didn't.
Yeah, no.
I thought maybe you're
no,
saving them.
No. And I will shoot at it again.
All right, make an attack roll, please.
Ooh.
21.
21. Wow, that's a hit.
That's good.
Got some good
So-
attack rolls today.
6 and my d8s. Now that I kind of remember what I'm maybe doing.
Mhm.
5, 9 damage.
9.
Sorry, 7.
7 damage.
7.
I thought that might have been a 7 on the dice for a second.
10, 15, 20. And I will back up again.
It howls in pain as another arrow sprouts from its neck. It's starting to look pretty ragged. Tyrio, this beast is
That's no good.
over you. Like it's towering over you. This is a large beast. What would you like to do?
Let's throw up first. Blah. Get it?
You're considered poisoned.
I don't. I'm
It's in there.
sorry.
Hmm?
You have disadvantage on ability check.
Yeah, on attack rolls and ability checks. Your forced saves things would be fine.
You can do it.
You can do it if you really try.
Butts. And for because I'm still new at the spellcasting
Yeah.
here. Whoops. I get basically one spell a turn, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, you can
'Cause I
cast
got-
one
I got-
spell and one cantrip if
Okay.
it's an action and a bonus action. Yeah.
I got a bonus action spell and an action cantrip.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that would-
absolutely.
Okay. Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Shield of Faith on me.
A divine
Shield
glow
of faith
starts to
on
almost
me.
shimmering around you
Cast.
as you feel
Oh,
emboldened.
I get select. Hang on. What the hell does this do at second level? Jeez. Oh, it's only okay. Yeah. Shield of Faith cast. Shield of Faith. +2 AC FYI.
Yep.
And then I would like to back up a bunch.
Okay, that will provoke an opportunity attack if
Yep.
you don't disengage. Or that Shield of Faith is your action or your bonus action?
Bonus.
Bonus, okay. So yeah, it's gonna try and bring down one of its like steely claws on your head.
Is it considered a monstrosity?
20 to hit.
Matches it down.
It is a construct.
You have to roll a
Just
con
wondering.
save. You have to make a con save for that.
I make it.
Well, yeah.
So it deals 11 points of damage to you.
Oh!
And could you make a Constitution
I
saving
already
throw?
did, and it was a 19.
Was that your concentration save?
Oh, yeah.
I need you to make one more, please.
How about an 11?
Yeah, you feel as these claws kind of tear in a joint in your armor. You feel almost a slowing down, but you're able to kind of shrug it off for a second.
Excellent.
Blah.
So you still get full movement?
Yeah.
And it's out of line of sight, eh?
If you're over here, we'll
Because
say.
this spell, it doesn't say I have to. It says with it a creature of your choice within range.
Yeah. What's the spell?
Guiding bolt.
So Shield of Faith is a
Bonus.
spell.
Slotted.
Oh yeah,
That's
so I
slotted
need to
spell.
do. I need to do.
Could have cast it before you moved.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good.
No. It's Guiding Bolt is a slotted spell, and so is Shield of Faith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got to do a cantrip.
Yeah,
if you
which
have
is that was my.
Right.
I was just scrolling past, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I'm withdrawing, I'd like to kind of avoid his attack, and then as I'm doing that, Sacred Flame his butt.
Yeah, so as Tyrion's trying to make his way, he kind of gets caught in the back, stumbling forward a little bit. Turning, he again forms another coalescent ball of radiant energy and has it hurl down, at the creature.
DC 13.
Dex save?
Yep.
Wow. Roll damage. He missed.
Woo!
He missed it by 1.
3 damage.
3 damage.
Let's go.
Take that. I say as I cower away.
As you do, the creature kind of takes it in the weak side where it's peppered with these arrows. It howls and hisses and it topples. Over the side,
dang.
falling. After about maybe a second and a half, you hear a heavy thud as it hits the ground beneath. This creature again.
Decides to run away.
5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Throwing itself with renewed vigor and rage as it charges down the ramp towards you. Adamar.
I will cautiously kind of peek forward until I can see it.
Okay.
So 20. And I will Hunter's Mark. Or no, Slayer's Prey.
Okay.
So I get an extra 1d6 damage every first attack.
Okay.
On it.
Nice.
And then I shall attack it.
All right. Make an attack roll, please.
This is 9 hit.
A particularly strong gust of wind flares at the moment, just after you release, and it just moves that arrow just inches to the left of his head as it sails by harmlessly. Owl.
And I quickly use the last 10 feet of my movement to go back behind.
Retreating battle line. You guys are kiting it, pro strats.
Yeah.
Owl will move in, help action,
Okay.
and move back towards Didi.
Yeah, you should be able to
Behind me?
Yeah, no, right in front of you.
should be somewhere over there. Okay. Yeah, Ali swoops in, riding a current of air, just narrowly missing and swooping around its head and heading back towards you to safety. Go ahead and take your turn there.
I will attack with
Yep.
chromatic orb at
Okay.
second level.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Does a 14 hit?
Ooh, your splashes against the side of its head, kind of giving it like a little bit of scorched hairdo look, but seems otherwise unharmed.
And then, as a bonus action, I fuck you. And then I move back. Right next to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. TBD. He just got tired up slightly.
25. I am going to take a quick look around me and ready my bow again for when he comes around the corner.
Okay, so you see again here another set of kind of larger doors, similar to the ones that you've seen coming out onto this level. But the entrance and kind of the platform in front of it seem a little bit more grandiose. Like it's been prepared a little bit more nicely. There's kind of like a little bit of a pod in the corner where maybe a plant once bloomed, long since decayed. And you are readying your action for when he comes around the corner?
Yep. That's the one to say.
Okay.
Move your hunter's mark. Oh, what?
You can't.
She has to see it, yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's another spell slot,
No,
No, it's
but it's a different creature, right?
the other one died.
Yeah, when it dies, you can, as a bonus action, move it to a new target for the
Oh, okay.
in that duration of an hour.
Oh, okay.
I think if you cast it at level 3, you can do it all day long. I think. But that might be
It
hex.
scales to, I forget what leveling it is, but it's like 8 hours and then 24.
Or is that just hex? I can't. Anyway,
No, it's
Um,
Hunter's Mark.
Tyrio, what would you like to do?
Coward.
That's a free action, my friend.
So is this an open room that we just approached? It's like
The doors are
right?
closed,
Hmm.
but you can see them.
Oh, what the hell's going on here? Silly app. I have no slots. No, I don't want slots.
You might want to save.
I might want to save. Yes.
You might want to dance.
Wow, you can really dance.
God, yeah, that's so good.
Oh.
Thank you.
And I can still,
Okay.
I can still get people up. I just can't heal them very well.
I got that. I'm gonna cast guidance on DD.
Okay.
And oh no, DD's already in here.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll head in there, and then cast guidance.
So you're hitting kind of 5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah, right around there is great.
25. Are you opening the door? Or are you?
Is this an
We're
arch?
still outside.
Yeah, there's a door right here.
Oh no, no door yet.
Okay. No button.
No button.
Buttons are not my friend. I need
Cast
more.
guidance. DD feels inspired for a moment by Tyrion's words of comfort and blessing.
Hey.
This
Wait, was it
creature
guidance or was it blast?
was guidance that he cast.
Oh, okay.
5, 10, 15, 20. So I believe you have a shot.
I'm saving my
Prize.
I did, but it's a 7.
Again, another gust of wind blows your arrow just slightly off kilter. Adamar, as this creature bears down upon you, its stench is overwhelming.
It still misses.
Go ahead and make a con save.
No.
What'd you get?
Con
Yeah.
10.
No, that's actually enough.
Hey.
It's just an overpowering stench. But as it bears down upon you, it's going to raise its clawed hand and take a swipe at you.
That's fun.
21 to hit.
I believe that hits.
You don't have luck anymore? I am, by the way, loving these pink dice you bought for me. They're just wonderful. It's going to do
Could you?
10 slashing damage. As it kind of crashes its claws down the front of your kind of leather or chainmail jerkin. I need you to make a con save as well, please.
But
please no.
natural one. So that's a 2.
Oh,
In that case.
yeah, you
I die.
Bye.
no, not yet.
I will savor this.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, as these claws sink deep into your flesh, you can feel your joints and your muscles start to seize. You are paralyzed for 1 minute.
So, do you repeat the saving throw, or am I just gone? I'm just asking because I'm not sure.
Let me just see here. Yeah, you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Okay.
It's at this time that another wave of force that you had not seen since the first floor bells out, pushing strongly against Tyrio. Make a strength saving throw, please.
Guidance?
Ooh, nope, you got guidance already cast.
Well, he can if he wants.
RN Jesus, save me. That'll work. 18.
18?
Nice.
Yeah, you kind of plant your feet and strike like a bit of a power stance as this wall force kind of hits against you. Your feet kind of do like that little inch slide back, but you're kind of still standing there.
After all these years.
So you have collapsed upon the ground.
You're paralyzed.
You're
you fell down.
paralyzed.
You don't.
You
didn't
don't
turn
fall
into a
down?
statue.
I don't. Yeah. I don't think you. Does it cause the condition from? I didn't think it did. But like it's that. It makes
Do you want
sense.
him to knock you off the parapet, or do you want him to step over you?
Yes.
It's
I'm
going
just
to
asking.
bowl you over as it
Yeah.
passes.
That's fair.
5, 10, 15. I would like you to make a con
Ooh.
save as this overpowering
I thought I was
stench.
so dead.
That's okay.
Um,
You're good.
I had forgotten about the tower's
13.
actions. 13. Yeah, you're able to kind of shake it off. You kind of pull up a bit of your like robe and kind of quickly cover your face as it comes barreling at you, swinging its kind of mighty arm. But it kind of trips over Adamar's body as it goes, so it kind of lodges its claws in the stone at your feet as you just.
You are bad.
And it feels
And
bad.
you smell bad.
Yeah.
And it feels bad.
Too
Adamar. Oh, yeah, you are paralyzed. Go ahead and make a.
Nope.
Nope. Con save again?
Yeah.
4.
Wow.
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 I told you green dice don't roll well.
Says the crit.
Hey, that has been 2 shitty rolls and 1 good roll.
Hang on. Let me see one thing here. I think I got something else I can do. That's kind of fun. Where is it?
I can automatically fail a dex save.
I know you can.
Smile.
Sorry, I just
Boom.
was not like you guys always fail like the worst throws. Here we go.
Not nice to say.
Again, the tower shudders to life as the ground kind of roils beneath you. Big Rich's feet. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Wow, we're bad.
The time I accidentally TPK'd everyone.
Whoops.
3? Yeah, you are kind of so awestruck as this beast like slams its claws in front of you that you don't even notice the roiling of the ground beneath your feet tripping you up. You fall backwards onto your back, kind of landing with a kind of knocks the air out of your lungs for just a moment. But Ali is ever present and he has an action.
Owl, help me. And I
He
move.
gets down, is just trying to push you.
Yeah, so help action on big fella.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move him back all the way to the back of the room. Right there.
Okay.
Yep. And that's it for my owl.
Followed again by Big Rich. You are kind of looking up on your back at this creature as it bears down upon you.
You can ask if you want me on my back. And
It blushes a little bit.
I stand.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All rise.
I will also
Big Rich is rising.
I will attack with
Big Rich is now
shocking
arrived.
grasp.
Shocking grasp.
Yes.
There's significant parts of this which are metal.
Oh.
Does that give you advantage?
I already have advantage for the owl, so.
Oh, right.
But it's shit rolls. Can I 12 to hit.
12. Unfortunately, as you scramble back to your feet, dodging
Nice.
another couple of flurry of blows, you try to get your shocking grasp in there, but you just can't do it without risking your safety. So you have to kind of back off for a moment.
It's a monk construct.
Dee Dee, what would you like to do?
I will move my hunter's mark to
Okay.
this guy.
Absolutely. Bonus
and
action.
Shoot him again.
Okay, make an attack roll.
10.
10. Again,
Oh, guys.
the shot seems simple, but Rich kind of pops up at the most inopportune second. You kind of and move your bow off to the side as your arrow arcs past Rich's left ear.
Alright. And does this actually come out that far, or is that just the setup?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a built out a little bit. It seems that this might be a kind of a balcony of some sort.
Okay, then I'm going to move into the back there.
Yeah, you kind of nestle yourself in a corner. Tyrael.
You and your regular size friend.
I know, right? Kind of crouching, so it's level.
Just give you one
Level
guess.
with my head.
Oh, I'm Russian now too.
Yeah.
What?
I'll give you one guess at what I'm going to do.
Dance.
I take dodge action.
Secret Flame. DC 13.
Unfortunately, this one seems to have noticed these balls of radiant energy crashing into its companion before it fell over the side. And it kind of dodges it, kind of ready for it. Ready for this. You are still right in front of this construct.
Yes, I am.
Whizzy tank. It is going to try and slash at you with its claws.
What is the number?
But you kind of just like strike this like daring pose, and it kind of like just halts for a second, not like just a little flabbergasted that you aren't like reacting, and it kind of falters with its attack, missing very, very horribly, throwing it a little bit off balance. Adamar, you are
14?
you finally kind of shake off the resistance. Sorry, shake off the paralyzation effects. They start to leave your body as your kind of natural resiliency kicks in. It's at this time that, again, the tower shudders and a force of energy comes out from it. Make a strength saving throw.
Do I have disadvantage because I'm prone, or is that just dex saves?
No, I don't believe so. It's only on attack rolls.
Okay. Hey, 14?
Yeah, you kind of like put a leg and an arm up against the low railing as this kind of force rocks you. You're able to hold yourself. It seems pretty clear that it's trying to knock you over the side. Pet owl.
Owl moves in again and helps me with my next attack.
Okay. At the end of your turn, at the end of Owl's turn, right before new turn starts, it's going to the tower again is going to shudder and let loose another force of energy. This time, Dee Dee, could you make a strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw. Can I have guidance on saving throws or ability checks?
You would still, guidance is on ability checks, not saving throws. Yeah.
It's one ability check of its choice.
18.
Dee Dee is kind of facing towards it, and you've seen what's just happened. As again, you see the tower discharge another force of energy. You kind of like just crouch really low and brace yourself against the corner, kind of getting an arm on each side. It rocks you for a little bit, but you're able to easily maintain your footing. Big Rich, this creature is now kind of looming over you, a little bit off balance.
I will hit with shocking grasp again.
Okay.
Do it.
That's a 19 plus 5, 24.
Yeah, you take good advantage of this creature's kind of unsure action, and you reach out and grab it, electrifying it.
Okay.
1 lightning damage.
Okay, but it has disadvantage now. Does not? Or?
You
No,
can't take
I
reactions.
can move back.
Okay.
30 feet.
One whole 30 feet.
1 whole 30 feet.
Do you want to go straight back or do you want to go around
Straight
the
back.
corner?
Straight
Okay.
back. Thanks.
Dee Dee. This does, in theory, is continue all the way around, but
Okay.
if you guys start running that way,
Don't
don't do it.
I'm going to.
We should totally do it.
Here. I'm going to take another shot at him
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
with a 12.
What happened to these rolls?
15, 20,
Alright.
25. I'm going to stay
I think this guy's been hit once.
here.
Yeah.
Just now.
Just yeah.
Oh, I got him with the thing.
I got him once.
No, the other one you got.
Oh, yeah, no, not this guy.
Okay, and you take your shot, and again, all the kind of no, there's nobody in front of you anymore. The wind again, because that's my plot device. The wind rushes up the side of the building, sending your arrow a little bit high overhead.
It hits a snowflake midair and deflects it.
As the creature starts charging towards you, 5, 10, 15.
It just thought I died. It's like, he's
It thinks you're dead, yeah.
yeah, yay! Can I take
Uh,
an opportunity attack?
Yeah, at a disadvantage. You are still prone.
I don't think either of those rolls hit, so
Okay. It rushes up and again strikes at Dee Dee. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
God.
I like how he's tried to hit me 3 times with an AC of 15 and it hasn't been able to hit.
No, it rolled 2 ones. 10 damage.
Ouch.
Hit me with an AC of 20.
This is how you tank. Okay. So, Adamar, you are lying on the ground, finally able to move.
I get up,
Okay, go ahead.
and I cast Zephyr Strike,
Okay.
and then use said Zephyr Strike to
So you have
first.
45 feet, right? Or are you
I stood up.
35 or 30?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20 to get there. And you have 15 more feet.
Yeah. But before I move, I'm going to use my Zephyr Strike damage.
You have to deal it as part of an attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot with said bow before I move
Right.
back.
I forgot you could
Wait.
do that at range.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Can
Do you get advantage with Zephyr Strike?
Please?
Please? Yeah. No.
It rolled 1 crit and then never let you get a hit again.
Yeah.
all the juju at once.
I move like the wind though, so I understand what's knocking me down.
Yeah, you send an arrow flying, but
Oh, it gives you advantage on a weapon attack.
there you go.
Oh,
It does.
there you go.
Don't fuck me, Gil. Oh, it does better. Does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does. This creature's not paying attention to you as it's barreling towards your compatriots. You are able to line up and fire.
10, 12 to the 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay.
3 of that being force damage.
Oh, okay. So that's unresistible. So how much was that? Sorry. What was the total?
15.
15. Less the 3 is 12.
Yep.
Half
Okay.
of that is 6. Quick math.
Yeah. Quick maths. Adamar, pet owl.
Owl moves in, does same thing it's been doing.
Owl swoops in, goes in between the legs, around the waist, up past the face, thoroughly kind of confusing it for a moment.
And bonks him in the crotch and tells him to
Fuck
kneel.
Kind of headbutts him and then flies away a little bit, like a little bit wonky as it flies away from the concussion it just voluntarily got. It's at this time that the ground again is going to roil beneath Dee Dee's feet. If you could make a dex saving throw to try and hold your footing.
10.
10.
The dex save is not.
My
It's a
dex
dex save.
It's
Do-
4.
That was a 9.
Don't
I thought
you
it was
don't
a
you have
6.
bless?
Alright, 13.
No.
No,
No, I
no,
meant,
blast.
uh,
You have
Or
a
other
bless.
guidance, yeah.
But those
Go
are
ahead.
ability checks, not
Alright.
saving throws. Was that a 9?
Fix that my next
That
turn.
was 100% a 9.
Okay,
Okay.
so 13.
13 is enough. You kind of almost surf it a little bit, but you're kind of getting used to being
Low
hit
center
by
of
these.
gravity.
Yeah, low center of gravity, built low to the ground for speed and accuracy. Big Rich.
I cast chromatic orb, lightning.
You guys are gonna run out of these spell slots here.
These are cantrips.
Chromatic orb.
Oh. 15 plus 5, 20 to hit.
Yeah, you blast him in the face with your ball of lightning, kind of arcing and crackling. He screams out in pain.
It is your turn to get on your knees. 8 plus 8 is 16 damage. Lightning.
Yeah, it roars. A bit of it's kind of flesh starting to kind of drip and melt down. Dee
We can still short rest to get spell slots
you can.
Yeah, freeze time right now.
back. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, we take a short rest on the side of this.
All right, right beside
I'm
him,
an
I'm
eating
gonna
contest with the construct
pull
to
up my
regain health.
scimitar and short swords. I'm gonna whack them first with the scimitar.
Okay.
That's a 15 to hit.
Just shy as you're aiming for a small joint, kind of in its natural armor, but you're just off, and you glance just so off the armor plating.
Okay, so with the offhand with the short sword.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit.
Okay.
So that's 5 damage.
Plus your hunter's mark.
Oh yeah, thank you. Another 4, 9 damage.
9 damage.
9.
The creature roars once again, in fury and pain, as it's starting to look worse. Pretty rough. Tyrael, I believe you are next.
You believe correctly.
If you weren't next, I would let you know.
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. It's kind of flailing its arms, and it kind of smashes into your ball of energy, dispelling it, unfortunately, before you can fully coalesce it.
Ta-da!
It's okay, you would have not quite killed it anyway.
I'm gonna move back to into the corner, left corner.
Yeah, you can, in theory, this keeps moving back here,
Okay.
but we'll see you move there.
Yeah.
This creature is gonna howl. It's kind of gem-like eyes fixing down on Dee Dee, kind of almost like a cat's eye agate, kind of almost swirling and focusing in on you as it drives its claws towards you for an attack. 21 to hit.
Yep.
I think that misses. 31 AC, right?
11 points of damage. The con save. Actually, 2 con saves. One for your hunter's mark.
That's 11.
Yeah, that's that. You're able to hold focus despite the physical pain, and then
The
one
second.
more as your muscles start to seize up as this kind of odd poison
And
seems
a
to.
con again.
Yeah, just one more con save.
20.
Nice.
20. Yeah, you easily shrug it off. Kind of your resilience nature doing you a good solid here. That one just went. So it's Adamar.
I do the unexpected and I shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do the unexpected and hit. I think.
Hey.
24.
Yeah, you're there all day.
Oh!
Nice.
So that 13 plus 3 is 16 points of piercing.
16.
What? You're not gonna throw a smite and a hunter's mark on there too?
I
And
smite with my
axe?
arrow.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool, actually, if you could arrange smite.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Your arrow kind of catches it kind of in the back of the head, leaving a deep gash in the side of its face as kind of like a weird ichor, like black and viscous, starts dripping profusely down the side of its head. Owly swoops in again, swirling around as it's roaring now in rage and pain. Big Rich.
I will attack with a firebolt.
Oh, wow.
Does a 13 hit?
Owly's flying a little bit too close this time. It seems Owly's taking a little bit too much of Big Rich's attitude. He's trying to hot dog it, flying way too close, and in your effort to not roast Owly, you have to divert your fireball at the last second.
You flew too close to the sun.
Oh god, his wings melt a little bit.
Icarus.
Dee Dee, this creature looks very. Oh, sorry.
Wouldn't I be Icarus? My
Who's-
wings are gone.
There's gonna be one more force
Snip,
of
snip.
kind of a, I don't know. I led with the wrong word. Another blast of force energy emanating from the tower. I'm gonna have you make a strength save. Just because you're doing so great on the saves.
He needs the one. He's the one that needs guidance.
No, you're thinking less.
Ability checks.
10!
10. Yeah. So as this wall of force knocks into you, you were focused on trying to get that last bit of damage into this construct as it's falling apart. It hits you at the last second. You start to go over backwards, but there is a low rail there. Can you grab onto it?
Dex save. Dex save? Or
Could very well be.
I can do that. A dex save, that would be 15.
Yeah. As you go over backwards, you kind of spin and grab onto the side of the railing, kind of just holding on there a little bit.
How far does the drop look?
Right now, I believe you guys are about halfway up. You're about just under 50. I think you're about 40 feet up right now.
40 feet?
Yeah.
Adamar's just trying to convince himself. Some trees are bigger than this. Some trees are bigger than this. Some trees are bigger than this.
Dee Dee, you've just seen Adamar start to tumble over the edge. This construct is looking very dilapidated, staring down upon you.
He kind of did give me the I'll circle around, staying within reach, and I can my half nimbleness. I can move around space, so I can get through there. And I'm gonna take 2 attacks on him again.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
So scimitar. That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, you kind of do like a little bit of a somersault through between its legs. Coming up, you turn around and stab into its kind of back of its knee.
12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. That brings us up to this number
You have
here.
a +4?
No, 2, right? I get my numbers mixed up.
That's okay.
16,
You've
okay,
done
I was
enough.
10.
It roars as it kind of turns around, trying to collide you. Its arms moving a little bit slower and feebly before its kind of roar starts to wind down, and it kind of collapses and falls over on its back. Kind of its gem-like eyes kind of start to lose the light in them as the creature kind of comes to a standstill. It is still your turn, and he's still.
It's just a tree. It's just a tree. It's just a tree.
I can only get to here.
Okay.
I'll save you!
You can!
And you see these little hands from your vantage point.
Oh!
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'll have you make a strength save to try and pull up as she's.
My favorite.
I'm gonna say you're gonna be able to get.
Me do the
12?
same, or
Oh.
Yeah, add your athletics. Do you have any athletics? 12 is okay. 12 is fine. That's actually the DC. I'm just trying to add flair.
Yeah, athletics is the same.
Dee Dee comes hurling after not even taking time to watch this creature fall down to the ground, just kind of jabbing it in the back of the knee and booking it straight. Running, leaping, you reach your hands out to grab Adamar's hand as he's starting to finally slip. But with your help, he's able to kind of pull himself up.
gripping with my toes at the edge of the parapet.
Yeah, your toes are dug
side.
in. Do you wear shoes as a halfling?
I would imagine.
Is it a ring?
No, it just depends how token-esque you're token.
No, I have shoes.
Yeah, okay. A very reasonable choice in this icy weather.
What are you talking about?
Oh god. Should never have started. So you are now out of initiative as you kind of stand on this frigid platform encircling the tower. The body of this construct kind of lying dead just in front of.
Let's go inside.
Do you think you can fly or something? Stay on solid ground. I might not always be here to rescue you.
I got up by myself.
I want to check out the construct.
Yeah, absolutely. Make an investigation check.
Yeah, that's right.
I will help you.
And as
Guidance?
Yes, absolutely. That was the guidance. I don't want to crush your dreams, but
What do I do for with health?
Advantage.
yeah, he'll just give you advantage as he looks over your shoulder and gives you little bits of advice.
Oh, it's a 7 or a 7.
7.
That's okay.
You have +0 to investigation?
You don't notice anything overly particular about this, but the eyes do kind of immediately stand out. They look very gem-like, kind of cleanly well cut and socketed into the skull of this construct. They
Dibs.
look kind of. It looks like it might be a delicate procedure to kind of get them out without damaging them, but you believe it's possible.
Who's
Okay.
best with their hands? We should remove
Do you
those
want to try and
eyes.
get them out? I could try to do that.
You already guidance.
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
now's the time.
Now is the time. You're there all day. So, do you have thieves or tinker's tools?
I have thieves' tools.
You're proficient with them, so
Yep.
go ahead and do
We
it.
we also got Tinker's tools last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you pick them up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one.
I
Great.
got one.
Great. This is key. Yeah, go ahead and make your
I just
roll
hit
with
buttons.
proficiency.
But-
Sleight of hand?
I suppose so.
Natural 20
Drink.
plus guidance was a 1 plus a 4.
Kind of a gleam in your eye as your cunning nature kind of spies a treasure, and you quickly go about with your thieves' tools, just going around the sockets of this creature, trying to kind of muffle a gagging reflex as you work quickly and swiftly. You do pop out these kind of eyes. They do appear to be gems of some value, which is not determined. Each one probably about 50 gold, I'd say. And you're
Okay.
able to pop
So
kind
they
of
both
both.
to you, you wanted them.
Weird. What a grisly trophy.
I put them up to my eyes and see how well they fit.
It's definitely obscured and hazy. They're a little bit larger than your socket. They're kind of like beer goggles, except now everybody looks like an intruder in your home, trying to make deliveries on the wrong day.
I told him he would be on his back.
I see no
You did
difference.
Listen, see no difference.
Let's
I
let's
put
see if
them
we
in my
can
bag.
get this creature off the side. We don't know how fast they regenerate, or if they do regenerate.
Push him over.
We should get him off the side like the other one did.
Okay.
Right, 3, 2, 1.
Guidance.
Probably that.
I cast light.
Do it. You are strongest.
Yeah, I can try. We need some help though, because leverage is.
Yes, I will help you.
Alright.
So if we all help, then you have 3 sources of advantage.
Guidance.
You only need 1 more.
Alright.
So what are you guys trying to do?
Flip him
Fail.
over the edge.
We don't know what the check is.
What's the
We're
check?
trying to push the.
You guys have invented your own check now. Like this is what's going on. Sorry, you're trying to push them over the side.
Yeah, we just want to get him off. So
Okay,
it
what
felt
was
like the
that?
other
And you
one.
did
Big
athletics
fish,
check.
did you hear
Well,
that?
I don't know. You hadn't told us yet.
Athletics.
was
They
11.
want to get him off.
11, and is that anybody assisting you?
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody? Okay, yeah. So, collectively, this kind of stinking, rotting carcass just displeases you so greatly that you all just take a time to kind of put a shoulder into it and start shoving it. It's pretty heavy, but you're able to get it right to the edge, thankful of the low kind of railing. Kind of toppling it over before again another heavy thud as it hits the side of the mountain beneath you.
And then I fought in its general direction.
Yeah, it would be.
We already have one.
It would be offended if it could still offend. Okay.
It is windy out here. You should watch where you fart.
But you're gonna say maybe it's cold outside.
No.
You should stay inside. Okay. So
Okay, let's go inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
No, I knock on the door.
No button.
But
No button.
A loud kind of hollow sound as he knocks upon the door.
three
Silence.
times. Knock 3 times.
Only silence from within the tower.
I opened the door.
I get on the floor.
Oh,
Every
everybody do that?
Oh, that's well, that's something I forgot to ask Nick to do. Is if you could just go into the settings and turn down
For what?
turn down the 4 watt.
What?
Turn down the 4 watt. Turn down 4 watt.
Turn
Yeah,
down
I
the
do not
what?
understand.
Oh, you got us.
Darn, he's resistant to pun damage.
Yeah, I think he's got immunity now.
Yeah.
So this is
I've got immunity.
observation deck.
I am indivisible. You can't see me.
I am 0. I am indivisible.
As you open this door
Not a
again, a similar.
Can't roll.
We're gonna remove all this.
Oh no, it'll collapse.
Hold on just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Bathroom breaks are allowed.
Good thing.
Scene change. Nap time. We need an intermission music.
Intermission right now?
I mean,
You're addressing the set, aren't you?
We're about 5 after 8. So if we kind of are aiming for about 9, we're kind of there.
Okay.
Well, we also didn't really start till about close to
yes,
7.
you also have to set up so it makes sense.
Okay. We shall take a short break and be right back.
You're done now.
Yeah, we're done. As these large metal doors creak and open before you, again, a familiar scent of kind of rotting flesh, not as strong as from these constructs, but it seems to be pervasive throughout this room. As you look in, you can see about 3 suits of armor, full plate armor. And they seem to be going about some kind of business. It seems to be some kind of, I believe this is not the workshop, this is the
You want me to close
the
the door?
laboratory. Oh.
No, I don't mind.
I'm just asking.
People are lighting you in there. This is some kind of laboratory. There seems to be bins with kind of fur and some like this guy over here is kind of ripping off fur off of some kind of small creature, setting it into a bin right beside it. This one's kind of working over ripping bones out of something and putting that into a bin. There's all kinds of like little alchemical things in the background, little vials here and there, odd sort of concoctions, but nothing immediately moves towards you.
Is there any way up or around?
Yes, you do see it kind of at the opposite end. There is a stairwell leading up.
No, let's go. Let's sneak through.
I mean,
We can try.
Okay.
yes.
Sure. Yeah, these guys aren't actively paying attention to you.
Yeah, and the tower doesn't know we're here.
Come on.
Oh boy!
20.
20.
Oh!
20!
So it's 24
But I have disadvantage, so 21.
with guidance.
Yeah. It was a 17, I have a 4.
I rolled a
guidance.
20 total, so.
I rolled 24.
Sorry, and what was your roll?
20 total.
You were 20 as well?
13.
You were 13.
You were 20 as well.
Unfortunately.
And all the people sing it.
Na, 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 na.
This music's copyrighted.
So you guys are able to kind of quietly and cautiously, you make your way, I'm going to say to about the middle of the room.
Till we're completely surrounded.
Yes.
You kind of quietly seeing these automatons kind of slowly, mechanically going about what they're doing, sneaking into the middle of the room. Dee Dee, you kind of catch your foot a little bit on a flagstone and kind of scuff your foot a little bit. Everybody holds tensely in the middle of the room for a moment, but they don't seem to move immediately towards you, kind of going about their business.
Just keep going up the
Keep
stairs.
going!
Alright,
Stealth again.
Again.
Guidance. Not good.
That
That's
is
all
okay.
cocked. That's not cool.
18 for Adamar.
Okay.
16 for big reach.
8.
8.
11.
11. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys get to out here. Send your owl. As you are again slowly trying to make yourself as indiscreet as possible, or sorry, as discreet as possible. But unfortunately, Adamar's armor is kind of a little bit clinking. You're trying to silence it as best you can, but you're making a little bit more noise than you realize. Dee Dee's trying to help,
you
kind of
flipping
hold
the
down
armor?
plates, but it kind of clinks a little bit together. And looking around tensely, you see the 3 automatons turn and face you. Their eyes kind of glowing and unsettling red. Just wave. Could everybody roll initiative, please?
Aw. But Ma, do we
Hey,
have
that was
to?
better than my last
Okay.
one.
There.
Aw.
Go.
It wanted to be 20. So bad.
17 for Adamar.
Okay.
Guess what I'm going to be casting?
So Adamar the highest at 17.
19.
20
Jeez, Rich is killing it on the rolls.
initiative. Not the combat one.
I think you were doing okay. Anybody above a 10? Anybody else, I mean?
The owl is at a 13.
Okay. Tyrael, what do you got there? 4. It's not the worst on the table. All right, as these automatons kind of start clanking and turning towards you, Big Rich, you're quickest on the draw, and you realize these things are starting to move towards you. What would you like to do?
Do they look aggressive?
You would reasonably surmise that they're taking hostile action towards you.
Okay, which one is closest? It's this one, correct?
Yeah, there's one back here. It's probably the closest to you. Yeah.
I will hold a firebolt until my owl can help me against that one.
Okay. Dee Dee, your hunter's mark is still active.
It's still up. Are these? Is it a straight staircase going up, or is it spiral stairs?
Yeah, it kind of goes up, and it's more squared off than that, but it goes up before it takes a 90-degree turn, and you presume it goes up again from there.
Okay. And they're
Oh, sorry. Before my turn ends, I say, focus on this one, so we can kill it first.
And it's an enclosed staircase or open?
So you probably have a little bit of vision from here, but as you kind of ascend, you're going to quickly lose sight of especially these two. You can get all the way up, you'd be able to see this one, but you can kind of get on the first set of stairs and still see everything.
Okay, so I'll hop up on the first set then.
Sure, absolutely.
I will move my
We run away again.
hunter's mark.
Okay.
Gotta get vantage point here.
We've got no flipping slots. Of course we're going to run away.
Hunter's mark to that guy, and I will shoot.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm making you lost. I have the high ground.
That's a 12 to hit.
12. Your aim is true, but this almost completely plate armor construct just has almost like it bounces off. It almost shrugs off the damage without even really too much of a reaction. Adamar.
Hunter's mark onto that guy.
Okay.
Give me 1 sec. That was the button. And then I shall attempt to hit it.
Didn't you already cast it before?
Crit! No, I just
No,
different thing.
that was Zephyr Strike.
Yeah,
With the green dice.
with the green dice. That's the same one.
So that's 2d8 for your longbow, 2d6 for your hunter's mark,
Yeah.
2d8 for your Colossus, not Colossus
I don't have
Slayer,
the-
but your Hunter Slayer thing.
No, that's I didn't cast that. So I can only use that like once per short rest.
Okay.
Slayer's Prey. I can only use Slayer's Prey once per long or short rest. And there's only on one creature.
Yep.
10, 17, So 20 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
That was a
Very
good little
good.
shot.
20 points.
Blank.
20 points to Gryffindor.
Yeah. Which one were you aiming at? Sorry.
Corner
This
guy.
back corner.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess they're all the corner.
yeah, they're all in the
Back
corner.
corner.
I hit all of them.
Nobody but the baby.
Yeah, you line up your shot, kind of following the eyesight of your companions, focusing your fire. You let your bow go with a powerful twang as it pegs it in the shoulder, kind of spinning and about, toppling for a second before it's able to right itself. But there's a vast, deep puncture in its shoulder.
Was it very effective?
It seemed like a very hard hit.
Nice.
Ka-chow.
Very nice.
And I will.
Oh, sorry. Go
And
ahead.
I was going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
Skedaddle.
5, 10, 15. Okay, so this the first right here automaton starts lumbering towards, clinking towards Dee Dee, pulling out a oh no, it doesn't pull out anything. Kind of clenching a large gauntleted fist and bringing it down. You do notice that these guys aren't really much taller than you. They're about kind of just a little bit taller than you. And it's going to try and bring down its fists upon you. Does I'm assuming a 12 doesn't hit you.
No.
As it's bringing down its fists, trying to bludgeon you, you kind of twirl out of the way, dodging eloquently.
You have the high ground.
Owl is going to assist on this guy
And then back.
in the back here. Okay.
Yep.
And you were holding your action.
Firebolt, yeah. Well, that's a 14. And that's a crit.
Nice.
All right, let's
Sorry,
go.
what was the? Oh yeah, you crit. Okay.
2 10s. 2 10s. Come on. No, 6.
6. Okay.
Fire damage.
I feel like D12s and D10s are the like least satisfying. I don't know why. They just are.
You're holding on to this fireball just for the second. As the owl starts swooping around its head, it lifts its arm to try and take a swipe, and that gives you your own moment of opportunity. You fire the firebolt, kind of doubling down on Dee Dee's shot. You hit it again in that same shoulder. Again, it's kind of knocked way back, stumbling. And its pieces of armor kind of fall off a little bit, not revealing anything underneath, but like kind of the pauldron kind of pops off.
You look like you have chip on your shoulder.
5, 10, 15, 25. You're gonna like take his job, aren't you?
Who is Chip?
Just like me.
An automaton comes
You don't have
charging from the
immunity.
corner, kind of in a full, almost a mechanical, but a powerful gait as it books it towards you. Tyrael, you are up next. You're Tyrael.
God, no.
God, what? No.
Anybody else hearing Professor Oak? Now is not the time.
You can't use that in here. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna give you one guess. I'm gonna scamper on over here a little bit. Get out of harm's way.
You're tanking again.
I will do best job ever, always.
You gotta like spread the damage out, right?
Yeah.
And I'll cast Sacred Flame on this one here.
DC 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, the go ahead and make your damage roll.
2. I don't like this D8.
Dumb D.
Just go with it.
Trick shot.
Yeah, you again coalesce a ball of radiant energy, hurling it towards the automaton, hitting it, knocking off another pauldron, kind of exposing more armor underneath. It's kind of leaning left and right, trying to hold itself upright, not really succeeding very well. 10, 15, 20. No, he just hit you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
You again.
But out of spite, it starts coming towards you, lifting its gauntleted arms to strike at you. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
One blow kind of missing utterly, and the other blow coming down, but just kind of hitting your shield. You're able to easily move it out of the way. Big Rich.
Stop trying to blow him. And I will. They're metal, right?
Yeah.
I will. Okay, no, it's not my else. I will cast Shocking Grass.
Flare.
Right.
I can't even see.
13 hit?
Unfortunately, as you reach out to try and grasp it, it kind of brings its arm down and knocks your arm out of the way with an elbow, missing your attack.
And then I move just around. I don't back away, but I just move around.
And over here?
Yeah, sure.
TBD.
Hold direction.
Got scimitar and the short sword, and I'm just gonna try and decapitate this thing.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Oops. Okay, that's an 18 to hit.
Yes.
Okay.
You kind of find a little crack in the armor, and you jab your scimitar in there.
15 points of damage.
15.
And then, does the hunter's mark go on the second weapon as well, or no?
You
Every
have.
time you hit it.
Do you not have? Did you not hunter's mark this one over here?
Oh, I did. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so take 5 off that damage.
Okay, 10.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot to move it.
Yeah, you have to wait for it to die, unfortunately, before you can move it. But that's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so took 5 off that damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you did
And
10
then
damage
with
to it.
the short sword, that's a 15 to hit.
Your second blow, though, just can't quite find purchase, glancing off a plate.
Okay.
Adamar.
I
That one.
shall
I know who's who.
scurry over
At
here.
the zoo.
And get a better angle at that guy.
Adam's.
Okay. And try to crit him again. Does a 17 hit?
So close. You're aiming for a very beautiful shot. You can see it. It's right there, and you fire, but it just glances just off the eye socket, kind of hitting into a wall just behind it.
And then I squinted him, using. I forget what
Your
eyes.
That's an action.
It's a bonus action for what I'm trying to do. For 100 cents. And-
Monster Slayer, right?
Yep. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 60 feet.
Maybe my name is wrong. As an action is what I read, so I might have the wrong thing. Okay, no, we'll run that as that.
Okay.
I'll check the Xanthars later. It's way over there.
I'll go
Mine's
grab
way
it after this.
Mine's way over there.
And
So
try
you-
to figure out the best way to do that.
Yeah, you can tell just kind of looking at it
Gets
that these are heavily armored, but you don't kind of see or get the feeling of that kind of magical essence that seems to affect a lot of the other constructs. You imagine
Right.
poison and psychic still not great ways to go, and status effects probably aren't going to be effective, but just kind of seeing the effect, the non-magical blows that have been hitting it have been how hard they've been hitting it. You don't think he has resistance to anything you've used so far.
Cool.
Um,
I will go slither away and look at things.
I think I have a Xanathars on my computer desk.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Xander's Xanathar.
okay. This one is going to again try to strike at Dee Dee.
Am I right?
That one is going to hit. One of its arms is going to miss wildly, but in the process of dodging that, you miss the second one coming in straight for you, and it hits you hard in the gut. You take 6 damage.
Yeah, we do
Are
need
you
more
looking
light.
rough?
You have gut feeling it hurts.
That's lots.
Got feeling in my toes.
That's all you need. Pet owl.
Pet owl will fly over and help Didi with person.
Okay, run in, kind of swooping around
And fly back.
and fly back to you.
Further back.
Further back. Okay.
Yeah, like 10 feet. Yeah, right there.
This automaton is going to turn around to see you, and he's going to try and strike at you.
Yes.
No, you're a wizard. Do you have less than 11 AC?
No, I do not.
Do you have 11 AC?
No, I have 15 AC.
God damn, what happened to my rolls? I gotta start using this pink one again.
How do you
Me.
Yeah, it swings hard at you, and it would have hit you otherwise, but you're wearing very kind of loose robes that a wizard is accustomed to, and it's almost like a bull charging at the cape. It kind of hits the cloth of your robes rather than you itself. You're able to get out of the way in time.
Did he rip my robes?
No, not this time.
Good.
I wouldn't want to make you angry. Tyrael.
Yes.
The trick.
Yes, of course. Of course.
A rage.
This sounds like a job for some sacred flames to take care of. Or I am already holding my mace, so.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll damage. I assume you're attacking this one in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Using my mace.
You're doing Sacred Flame, right?
Well, sacred flame, it would be
It's a forces
yeah.
to save, so it's not a disadvantage.
not a disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll damage. I kind of assumed your action
Okay.
and already failed to save.
Well then, 6. I like that. 6.
6, perfect.
Nice.
I wield my mace, and just as I'm about to swing, I go, ah, sacred flame!
Yeah.
I tricked you.
You flourish your mace, and it kind of follows it with its like hollow eyes. Not even noticing as you hurl a ball of sacred flame at it with your other. The armor kind of takes the impact heavily. Kind of pieces of it go scattering, revealing kind of a skeletal form inside.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah. And now it's its turn. Now that it's turned, it kind of shudders on the ground a little bit and collapses. Big Rich.
I will attack with shocking grasp.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
What a shocking discovery.
Critical damage.
Well,
Oh, bang!
I'll cast guidance for that.
8 damage.
Okay,
A
good.
shocking variety.
Nice.
Disengage for free.
This is the first time this guy's been hit, I believe.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you reach out kind of easily this time, touching it, and the electricity kind of shudders and causes it to quake for a minute before it kind of regains its composure.
I move towards Didi.
Over here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to get within combat range of this
Yes.
guy? Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? Just on the foot of the
No,
stairs?
no. Just down.
Just
Or-
down here?
Yeah, right there.
Standing right beside it?
Spooky, scary.
That is it.
All right. Didi, the owl is kind of swooping in and around this armor's head, distracting it as it's kind of flailing.
You can move your 100 mark.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that was my first thing.
Okay.
So move the hunter's mark over to him in front of me and swing with the
So you
scimitar.
have advantage on your first attack roll.
Yeah, that's gonna be 14 to hit for the first one with advantage.
Ooh. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're trying for a very precise strike. Kind of noticing the gaps in the armor, and you lunge, but it just misses by a hair.
Okay, and the short sword is gonna be a 15 to miss again.
Again, unfortunately, you're not quite able to take advantage of Owl's help. As it's kind of flailing, it makes it a little bit more difficult to get those strikes in. Adamar, you are
I
in the
continue
back.
5, 10, 30 around, trying to get a better angle on
Okay.
Mr. Automaton. Construct. And it is an action. I wrote it down wrong.
Okay, no worries.
And move my hunter's mark to him,
Yep, bonus action. Okay.
and then I try to not suck as I hit him. Is a 10 hit?
No, unfortunately. Seeing your allies kind of starting to surround it, it is a little bit more difficult of a shot. And to spare them from getting hit, you have to, at the last moment, divert your shot. This one is going to take a strike at Dee Dee. Again, kind of Dee Dee's nimble nature, allowing her to dance around. The second strike coming in for Big Rich. He's gonna hit you.
15? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he rolled 17. But again, he doesn't really get the full impact that he's looking for. He only deals 3 damage. He kind of clipped you on the side.
You are terrible, Armor.
Owl again
I
is
hope it
now
has thick
primed.
skin.
I will move it over and help DD again and pull him back towards. Yeah.
Somewhere back over here. Okay. This automaton is going to kind of look left and right and move towards the closer target.
It moved towards you.
Striking at Tyrael. One of them is going to hit. The second blow just kind of lightly scraping along your armor. The second one kind of hits you hard in the side, taking 5 bludgeoning damage.
Total?
Yeah. Okay. You still up?
I'll tell you in a second. I was just editing or putting into a spell that it did put in. Did for me.
Sorry, Big Rich.
5 total. I'm still
It
up.
is. I just went like that.
No, that was your
No,
owl.
okay. I will cast Shocking Grasp on guy right in front of me.
Okay, with advantage, yeah.
Yes. Both 13s, 18 to hit.
Yeah, you're able to just dart your hand in at just the right moment, almost getting only just a couple fingers, but the electricity arcs through your hands, electrifying it.
6 damage.
6 damage.
Hey, that's like your crit.
Yes.
Oh.
No, I did 8 on that one. And
that was this one you did the 8 on, right?
yeah.
Sorry. Almost gave it to the wrong guy.
And I move. Actually, no, I stayed there.
Okay. Dee Dee. This thing is starting to look a little rough.
This thing's starting to irritate me. So we'll try again with the scimitar first.
Are you a
Still
little
got
jaded?
Smart. With advantage from the owl.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No damage. Okay.
Yes.
So you're using your scimitar, right?
Yep.
So that's 2d6 for the scimitar, 2d6 for your hunter's mark. What kind of ranger are you?
Ho
Ooh.
What a roll.
Alright, 11, 16, 17, 19 damage.
Jeez. Okay. Kind of getting it frustrated at these like little kind of oblique angle strikes you're trying to make to get in between these kind of plates of armor. You kind of think to yourself and kind of grin as Dee Dee like comes in, kind of uppercuts the armor, kind of flinging the head back as she spins and jabs her scimitar up through under the head. You hear a wet kind of gurgling for a moment before the armor, automaton, the armored, animated armor kind of starts collapsing onto the ground, but this time a pool of blood leaking out all around it.
Kill it again.
Adamar, or sorry, no, you still have another attack, don't you?
Yeah, I still have another attack, but I'm so pissed off that I missed it so many times. I'm just gonna take the short sword and stab it into the body.
Yeah, you kind of the wet gurgling noise kind of abruptly stops, and the pool of blood beneath it grows thicker and wider as you lay into it. Adamar, one suit of armor seems to remain.
Kind of taking a little bit of cover behind that barrel.
Yeah, you do a combat roll and kind of come up behind these crates full of, it looks like muscle tissue of small creatures.
Pleasant.
Yeah. Some of it is not entirely fresh.
And with that noise, I move my hunter's mark to that guy.
Good. And I'm assuming you make an attack roll.
I do. 17?
Jesus, not your night.
Do I need 18?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
You can avoid it altogether and just have them make deck saves.
Yeah.
Just have them make that.
Oh, that's a 10.
Again, you line your shot trying to look for a very critical area, but as it's moving, it's the back of its kind of helmet kind of leans back down and missing that perfect neck shot. Which one of you is dead? This one.
I thought you were talking to us. I was like, oh.
Pet.
I
Yeah.
Pets, I believe we can assume that the owl is going to fly in,
Yep, back same
swooping.
spot.
Who are you helping?
I will help the.
But Adam needs help.
This creature is going to howl in fury and pain and bring down
I know.
2 fists on.
Don't forget, I'm the cleric!
This time the creature really seems to kind of. What's your AC? Is it 21?
No.
No.
Yeah.
This time the creature really seems to have its beat on you as it just starts pummeling you with these attacks, dropping you to your knees. Your eyes flutter as you fall to the ground unconscious. Tyrael, would you like to make a death saving throw, please?
This one hasn't been rolled too much tonight. Well, there it goes.
For good reason.
Guidance?
Yeah, you're twitching dead body.
Big Rich, you see your companion fall to the ground at the feet of this armor. You turn your focus, your eyes kind of a little red with rage for a minute. Go ahead and make your actions.
I will move closer.
Okay.
Right up next to it. And I will shocking grasp.
Okay.
Is this like a defibrillator to me?
He's hitting the armor.
20, because I can't really save you right now.
I can save you.
24.
24, yeah. With kind of a quick sprint, you run up, planting a hand in the back of this armor, electrocuting as it kind of
Get the next round.
shakes for a moment. What's your damage?
It is 6 damage.
6 damage.
I've rolled 3 6s back to back.
Oh, man.
Dee Dee, the pool
What's
of
your
blood and gore kind of thick beneath your feet, just on the stair below you. Sure. You could have been right there if you prefer. You can be over here.
Okay. Thank you.
I moved you rather than you yourself, so. Dee Dee.
So it's just up 1 step. So
Yeah.
that's just a 5 foot. That's not extra damage or terrain to go down.
No. Yeah, it's not like a 5 feet. Like they're kind of sized
Okay.
for normal sized creatures, like medium sized creatures, but it's not any great difficulty to you. Yeah, dex save to climb the stairs.
Oh, all right.
You pull your little feet are dangling.
Giant stairs?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bonus action move my hunter's mark.
Okay.
And I will shoot him with the goblin bow.
Okay.
Goblin bow.
She's named it.
Oh my god.
Did
well,
you
that's
roll?
what it was, right? I rolled advantage. I got a 7 and a 3.
Perfect.
So they're both gonna be.
Does the 37 hit?
Does a
Are you
guidance
adding
there?
The 73 hit.
Buttons.
Again, you line up a shot and it looks good and clean, but out of the corner of your eye, you see Big Rich running in, and you're just not you're not confident in that ability to make that connection, so you divert your arrow.
Damn it.
Adamar.
I come bounding in, seeing that he has fallen. Is this a difficult train to move over the barrels?
No, you can probably just vault over it.
Yay.
Hardcore parkour.
Oh, I can't get there. And I cast. I cast good berries.
Okay.
And get
That's
10
an
of
action.
them.
You got 10 berries in your hand now?
Yes. As a bonus action, can I just kind of like?
Wrong person.
Well,
I will allow you to make. I'm gonna say you're gonna try and drop one in his mouth. So make an advantaged attack roll. Yeah, with Dex and proficiency because you're proficient in Dex-based things.
Okay. 14.
14. What's your AC?
18.
It's gonna kind of like drop and kind of bounce off like the nose plate of his hair and kind of just like rest in the corner of his lip, just it's like ragged breath. It hasn't quite fallen in there, but it's right there. Yeah, it might get.
and then I look nervously to the construct beside me.
You don't have movement.
Owl.
Yeah.
Owl will move in and help DT.
DD?
Yes, again. What kind of ranger are you? Are you a hunter?
Melee.
No,
No,
but
what's
like
your archetype?
Oh, I have no idea.
I know.
It wasn't
I
important.
haven't picked it yet because I'm only second level.
Oh.
You're second level? You
Well,
sure?
you said either to stay at 2 or 3.
I didn't realize you picked 2. I didn't think anybody picked 2.
Ta-da!
Yeah, I'm level 3.
That's okay. I'm sure there will be increased
So,
rewards
23.
for such daring heroics.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's cool. I didn't know that. So this one is going to turn. No, you're right here. Actually, it's going to turn back around.
Every now and then.
Kind of glaring up at Adamar from its diminutive stature, and just start trying to like speed bag your kneecaps. One, you're gonna easily able to kind of sidestep. The second one, does a 16 hit?
It does.
You take 7 points of damage as it kind of hits you in the side of the knee, kind of dropping you a little bit almost into more of a crouch stance.
I kind of been like, I instinctively just like,
Yeah, that was a good one.
short, and it hit me.
Tyrio. One more.
Nope.
Nope.
Bye, guys.
Is that 2?
Yep.
That's only 2.
Okay.
Big Rich.
We're good.
I will move in,
You got it next time.
and instead of hitting him, I will move and put the berry in his mouth and
Work his jaw a little bit.
a little too
So I'm
rough.
just gonna move you a little bit too rough. I'm gonna just move you a little bit, one more square there.
I have a history with
Watch the
jaws.
teeth.
Yeah.
20. Yeah. You kind of rush in. It's kind of stuck just like right between your helm and the side of your face. He kind of gets a little finger in there, pops it into your mouth, and kind of works it. Immediately, the magical berry taking effect, and you drawing his sharp, ragged breath.
It's 3 fingers in your mouth right now.
Yeah, he's got a few.
Just like
Don't bite down. Dee Dee.
tastes like chicken.
You do have advantage, I believe.
I do, yes, and that's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, as this creature is kind of trying to beat the heck out of Adamar, you're able to spy an excellent opportunity, and you take your shot.
12 damage.
You kind of stick your arrow right underneath the pauldron, kind of knocking it loose as it kind of hangs there and kind of flaps a little bit. It kind of glances over its shoulder, eyeing you with a vicious stare.
I'll wink at it.
Adamar, if it could wink, it would, but it doesn't have eyeballs.
I, for the first time, pull out my short sword.
Okay.
That too.
I don't even have a short bow.
Oh.
No. And hit it with short sword.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
The one that you have
Crit.
Crit.
with the green dice.
I like this
You're
dice.
gonna miss that die.
11 points of piercing.
How'd you like to do it?
With the blunt end.
I kind of want to. It's really short, right? It comes up to like kind of like my hip. So I just want to kind of like pull it forward, and then step on it, like pin its leg down.
Okay.
And then just kind of.
Adamar with a flourish kind of spins, takes a swift kick to the back of the creature's head, knocking it down to a knee. He places his other foot again on it, the back of its leg, grabs it by the head, taking his sword, and just boom, drills home. You hear a sharp and it kind of collapses. The armor, pieces of it start to kind of pop off a little bit. And you hear kind of a little bit of a breathing coming from it as it collapses.
You need anger management.
A silence falls over the room as these automatons, kind of aside from maybe some ragged breath here and there.
I try to stop the ragged breath.
Stab, stab.
Yeah, you line up your sword and you kind of jam it deep into the kind of crevice under the gorget. Again, another loud squeak, and then a pool of blood pours out from the cracks. Those fancy little bloody tiles, eh?
You're so fancy.
So prepared. Special shout out to Brian who made a lot of this, almost all of this stuff. Well, bought some of it, but
Very cool.
It's very nice person.
I'm gonna check these constructs. Do they have those jewel kind of eyes as well?
Ooh, the other construct before she does that, I'm gonna go and grab a dagger because I saw these bleeding out. I'm gonna stab it to see if it bleeds or not.
which one?
The other one that we
The first
didn't.
one.
The first one?
Yeah.
So yeah, as you rush over there, you run up to it and kind of rip back its face plate. What do you call it? Visor. You kind of rip back the visor, cocking your dagger, ready to go for a kill shot. But what you find inside is just bones, not really fused or anything, but it seems like these bones have just kind of been shoved into this armor.
I still go ahead and strike.
You kind of fucking stab at its eye a little bit, gouging out, making a mess of what's left of the skull.
You hear him rocket dice.
Sorry, you were checking out this.
No, I wanted to see if it had the same gem type eyes as the other
Yeah, you
ones.
can go ahead and make an investigation check.
Guidance?
Yeah, this is a guidance time.
Guidance!
I will help you look.
Buttons.
Credit.
Credit for 23.
Yep. You start opening up this armor, peeling off the plates, unbuckling straps, and as you pull off the head, what you see is actually the helm. What you actually see is the an ashen face of a gnome, kind of staring blankly up at the ceiling. His skin seems a little cold, if not any otherwise unnatural.
Does it look like similar to the one that we were talking to, that wanted a book from the library? Is it that kind of like coloration?
Is it a living
No,
creature
no.
that has 0 hit points?
Pardon me?
Is it a living creature that has 0 hit points?
It would have been until the butchery afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. He definitely knocked it out and then finished it.
When you're gonna kill it, you kill it.
It was definitely
Oh,
very
it's-
close.
What if the few things
That's
that we
gonna
can agree
kill
on?
you deader than dead.
I'm gonna kill you so hard you're gonna die to death.
That's right.
I'm gonna cut you up so bad. You're gonna wish I didn't cut you up so bad. Those are some bad roaches.
And the other one is the same
Like,
thing.
Again, you go up to this one and pull off the helmet, and again, another gnome face.
Guidance.
Slowly looking up at the, you're sort of just silently staring at the ceiling. You can see kind of speckles of blood around its mouth from when it had been fatally wounded. When you got kind of your scimitar up under its chin.
Okay.
Let us investigate room.
We got Echo.
Duh.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I'll help with that.
I am going to make investigation check.
Okay, go ahead.
Light.
Oh, I love it.
15.
15? You find two small two small vials of what you believe to be some kind of alchemical acid.
Poison. Can we drink it?
You deduce this by seeing a similar fluid with things dissolving in it nearby. But there's a lot of kind of viscera and gore that kind of seems to coat the workspaces. But nothing else really catches your eyes. It's a lot of room in here for people to work, so there's not as much things to physically search. But you do find, a couple of vials of what you believe to be acid.
Okay. I found acid. Who wants to have acid?
Don't drop the acid around me.
I don't do that.
I'll
There.
take it.
Here you go.
Excellent.
There's another one.
Well, I'll take the second one.
Here you go.
Thank you very much.
If you want to use it, you throw. That's it.
Don't drop.
Yeah.
Well, you can drop if they're under. But, okay.
Oh,
And-
don't. Most people are
Flying
under.
here. Is there anything you can help me out with that with? I got a healing potion, but I'd rather not use it if we don't have to.
Just double checking something real quick.
I have 9 more good berries that can give you 9 more hit points.
If I have one, that's fine.
I can just like.
Yes, I'll take it.
I'm not gonna do everything around here.
Well, yeah, I still have.
Wait.
Because they last 24 hours, so.
I know. Keep those for 1 second.
I was thinking channel divinity.
Yes. Da.
You get 5 hit points. You get 5 hit points, and you get 5 hit points.
I can't take them.
Wow!
Are you under half?
I am.
Why can't you take them?
Because I'm not under half.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
No, it says you divide it evenly over the amount of people.
I think he's correct. You divide it evenly, but it can't raise somebody above half. We can look it up after.
I am well under.
But how many
Does
hit
that
points
mean
do
I
you
get
have?
more?
It's 5 times level, so 15 total. And then go boom boom.
So
Yeah.
I think
But I can only go up to half, which means that I can only go up to like 12, so I heal 3.
3? Okay. So now you have 12 to split between you two.
My brain's.
It's the bottom
You
bit.
can restore a creature to no more than half its hit point max.
Yeah.
You can't use this on undead or construct. So, well, yeah. So I'll take 5.
And that leaves 7 for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll take me exactly half.
Beauty.
How are you doing on hit points?
I have 0.
No.
No, you had
No,
one.
you had 1 plus your 5, so you're at 6.
So I'm at 6.
Okay.
And then did you get 5 or
Yeah, I didn't get 5, I got 3.
got 3 to heal you to half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you get the remainder, I guess.
I can't take it.
You're above half?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
So
carefully,
fizzle.
I put the rest of the good berries in like a pouch that I just put on the side. Just so you know, I have the good berries in a pouch here. If any of you kind of decide to put it.
Do you have half hit points?
Yes.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Do you?
Yeah.
I have less than
How many do you need to get to half?
3 more.
Okay, give him 3.
Okay. So 9. So 3, and you feel very full. Each berry can like sustain you for a full day.
How
So
many
like
have you
you're
had?
stuffed.
I have had none.
I've had 3.
I
You had 4.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert.
What about second
Second
breakfast?
course.
Yeah, what about second breakfast?
Second breakfast is best
I
breakfast.
mean, if we're gonna be talking like Tolkien, or if we're gonna be Tolkien here.
So I have
One
6
day.
left.
I'm just looking at my skills.
You take 1 point of indigestion damage. Very fibrous games.
So if everybody's okay, just want to do one more. It's 9 o'clock now, but if we go through one more floor, I don't know if people are. This is a very reasonable time to take a pause for the week, or we can do one more floor. I leave that up to you guys.
Oh, should be okay.
Yeah, one more should be good.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it'll be.
You're the one that has to get up early, so.
I have tomorrow off.
Oh, okay.
My 1 day a week off.
Um,
So because of my life there domain,
yeah.
when I do channel divinity, does that affect or take into account my passive, which is additional 2 plus cleric level?
Slotted spells.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Wait, so if you got good berry as a life cleric.
Yes. In
You're
theory.
really full.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's 8.
Yeah, you get a lot.
Boom.
You got
Full health, full constitution, or what was it? Hunger, full hunger.
Oh, okay, it's this simple. Gotcha.
That'd be so you get points.
Yeah,
You can choose
FYI,
one.
I'm a cleric. I have only 1 healing spell, so there's that.
How many do you really need? I mean, if one
Can
the
we
friends that you have.
can we do a long rest so I can remember to change my spell?
Here?
I
I
can.
don't think it's possible.
It's fine. We got pools of blood and everything.
I'll give you 2 good berries. No, keep 2 good berries. I'll give you 2 good berries.
By all means,
So we all have.
everything is
2 berries.
quiet, kind of for the moment. You could a long rest. You feel this isn't a very secure location, but you may be able to take a short rest. Yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
It's
we'll
a-
take a short rest.
certainly less risky.
I will do that.
I will roll hit dice.
One hit
Me
die.
too.
Oh yeah, totally have
All
this.
points.
4, so 5.
Do you get your channel divinity on short rest back, or do you get it back on short rest?
I believe so. Or maybe that's at a higher level.
Yeah.
I think it might be at a higher level. Maybe it's
Okay, I used 2 of my hit dice, and I have. I still have.
he's trying to lock up.
Twice between rest. Oh, that's 6th level.
Thank you.
It doesn't say.
Alright.
Well, let's check this earlier.
You use
we
it-
take a short rest, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
I get my hunter senses back, and my Slayer's Cray.
I gain 2 first level slots. Where is it?
This is totally what all of them would like be. Yeah, they're really cool. I really like these J dice, and I like this one because it rolls well.
Short rest to get it back.
Where did you find it?
It's right under channel divinity. Just, I think.
Yeah, like either it's really it's like Justin's red dice. It just either really low or really high.
Alright, while we're doing that, I'm gonna take a look around the room again.
Yeah.
You can't short rest and look around.
I'm just walking around, kicking stuff over. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, the place kind of gives you an uneasy feeling.
Okay, that's it. Okay, cool.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, fair.
I don't want to do this. I'm trying to think about setting this thing up in such a way that viewers at home aren't disadvantaged. Put some stuff back together.
Holy shit. I get 2 plus 1 again
That's 6.
at 6.
Yeah.
But because I'm Ismer, whatever the hell it is, the one for life cleric basically, I have it already, so then every time I cast a heal spell, you get 4 plus cleric level.
Ooh, this is fancy.
Additional.
I'm trying to. I don't have nearly. Well, it also kind of block our view too.
Boxes.
Yeah,
Barrels.
boxes, barrels.
Crashing me.
It's actually
Third level. Why don't I have this spell? Bloody spiritual weapon.
It's a 3rd level spell, and you will get that at 5th level.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. I'm like, I'm level 3. Why don't I have a level 3 spell?
No. Even levels. This one at level 7 is like.
You just can't cast it. Okay, that's my first cast.
Yeah, no, that's it.
I thought you played bar.
Yeah, but that's just for the lulz. I do nothing serious. I fly above everything and just go. Wow!
You go meow?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not playing a guitar.
You
I'm
make
still
a con save at disadvantage.
Me?
Why?
Less? No, you. No, not. What's that?
Okay.
It is 1 if it's a disadvantage.
Guidance. No, yeah, it doesn't work that. You are stunned.
3.
You are stunned by what you see before you as you crest the stairs and walk into this room, just kind of at the very precipice of the entrance. Looking before you, you see rows and rows and stacks, hundreds of volumes. Just kind of the majesty of it takes you aback for a minute. It's almost it almost takes you a minute to realize, to hear the voice that is kind of emanating as your party is drawing their eyes towards another suit of armor, kind of sitting behind a desk.
Did we move those bodies downstairs?
Yes. They didn't really have anything on.
Alrighty then.
They had some metal.
They were just really dead.
We get another 250 pounds of copper.
We throw copper bricks.
No, it wasn't 250 pounds. It was 250 gold.
So
So a lot less.
So like 238.
Looking at these shelves, you can kind of see that they're dotted with tools and contraptions and artifacts. There's tons of books here. And it takes you a minute to recognize that there is even a voice in the room as you're so awestruck by the sight before you. As the automaton is kind of writing something, working on something on the desk, it looks up at you with its unseeing eyes, still writing without even seeing, and it starts to speak. It says, "Again, you insist upon disturbing my work. Can you not see I'm busy? Business should be conducted on the 17th and the 1st, as per our agreement. Now that you are here, however, I will take my 237 sapphires, as I was promised, along with some of that delicious goat jerky you brought last time." As this automaton is moving and emoting and talking to you, you realize that this voice is coming more from the tower itself, kind of emanating in, even though the mouth isn't moving, it's still emoting as it looks upon you. What would you guys like to do?
Take a
Oh, of course. And I walk up to the emoticon and pretend to like be looking in my bag.
Okay, yeah, you can make the emoticons.
Guiding.
25, 30, yeah, you can get right.
And then can I come around to it? Like.
I'm gonna say right now you can kind of get right up here for now.
Am I still stuck?
Okay.
As you, yeah, it's fading off. It takes you a second. You kind of come to realizing that somebody's. It's more for dramatic impact. Okay. As you kind of leave the stairwell, you do notice just to your right hand side is there is another stairwell kind of going upwards.
Okay. And, give me it's somewhat good. And then I kind of and I quickly draw an arrow and shoot at it.
Okay.
What?
Make an attack roll with advantage. Because that is a sneak attack if I ever.
Crit! It crit again!
God damn it, Nick.
Drink!
Attaboy! Attaboy! Hey, man!
I guess it's a little too late to declare say Slayer's Prey. A little too late for
A
that.
little what?
A little too late for Slayer's Prey.
I don't know what that is.
That's like the
You declare
1d6
action
for
after.
yeah.
No. Still get an advantage.
That's 10 points of piercing.
Okay.
Arrow to the face.
And then I'll quickly.
Should have put poison on it. Just
5, 10, 20, 30.
Okay, everybody roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Oh man, can't be worse than what he rolled.
You didn't crit?
Different dice.
Okay, so what do we got here?
12.
12. Okay. 2.
15.
You don't need top. Adamar.
6.
6. Down below. Big Rich.
13.
Below Tyrael and the pet.
The pet got 5.
At least I'm not last.
Okay. Tyrael, you see your ally kind of feign interest and quickly lodge an arrow, scraping heavily off one of the shoulders. What would you like to do?
I have one slot left. I muttered to myself. But first, line of sight. Sacred flame.
Sacred Flame.
You know,
you try to do the fake mace thing like you're trying to hit it again.
sacred flame.
This time, sorry, you're 13.
Yeah.
That's a wisdom save, right?
Dex.
Dex save?
Dexterity save.
Unfortunately,
He misses his dex save and I do that much damage.
unfortunately, he does not. He almost kind of palms the ball out of the way as it
Wow.
hurls towards him. Big Rich.
I will come down the stairs
Okay, yeah.
and wait for Owl to help me on a chromatic orb.
Okay.
Or actually, I will come down the stairs and I move this way.
Okay, yeah, you can still see him there.
Okay.
Dee. You guys did take a short rest, so your Hunter's Mark has run out. It's expired.
Yeah, it's done. I'm gonna move down the stairs. I'm a little confused. I can see him from here.
Yep, absolutely.
I will. How much cover does he get? Can I tell? Is it a clear shot or are they little like me behind the back?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely of similar size towards you.
Okay.
But the desk is kind of appropriately sized, and it has stood up since being attacked, so
Okay.
it's not obscured from you.
All right. Perfect. So I will recast my Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And shoot.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
That's 16 to hit.
Unfortunately, this arrow kind of glances off the cheek of the plate of armor.
Okay.
Adamar.
No.
Yeah. It got like terrible initiative. It was really surprised.
Well, it's the same kind of automatons we saw downstairs.
Yeah. Although taking another closer look at it, you do realize there's an unearthly kind of purple hue kind of emanating from the eyes.
I shoot it.
Okay, go ahead. Make your attack roll.
19 to hit.
Yeah, you lodge your arrow kind of deep into the side of it.
For 4 damage.
For 4 damage.
You cast that thing that you wanted to cast last turn?
No, I'm gonna save it for.
Owl comes shooting out of the passage, soaring around, swooping in down, and then back.
20 feet, yeah, that will be 20 feet that way.
Yeah, that's probably. Allowing Big Rich to fire off a volley of magical energy.
Lightning.
Crit.
And
And a run.
Double crit!
Wow.
you take like 4 drinks for that?
Double crit of the opposite variety.
Yeah. Oh, that's 60. Wow, okay.
What do you
So that's 10, 11. No, I got it. Thank you, though. 11 plus 8 is 19, 26,
Yep.
29 damage.
Oh my god!
What?
Lightning and thunder.
Very, very frightening me.
Is it dead? Is it dead?
Just
I haven't
do.
decided yet, Amir. Come on.
Okay. No,
You
I-
roll!
that was character choice. I'm
We
sorry.
haven't gotten there yet.
Magnifico.
This is a boss fight.
I thought this would be a little bit more challenging. I didn't get to do. I rolled 4 on initiative, so all the cool things that this particular one can do are just out the window. Yeah, you launch this electrical roiling sphere, magical energy, and it hits hard in the center of this animated armor, kind of shaking for a minute before parts of it start popping off and flying, kind of hitting bookshelves, and out comes tumbling a small female gnome, who just kind of opens her eyes loud, don't let him get me! Don't let him get me! Kind of panicking, flailing a bit. I don't know if I have my name. I should. I mean,
Can I see, or is there anything I can do to check to see if the little gnome is talking about don't let us get her or him?
go ahead and make a perception check.
Is this construct human size?
It's not.
No, small.
Oh, wow.
Small size, yeah.
That's a 6.
She's kind of panicking. You can't really get a good beat on her. D?
25. Alright, out of the construct, I'm gonna grab her and start shaking her.
Yes, go ahead and make a.
You! Is that you? Are you? What are you? What's going on here?
Make an attack roll with advantage.
Nice.
Pardon me?
Well, it's a 16 plus proficiency.
Close numbers. It's okay. Yeah.
I don't know what to add.
Flailing arms and limbs, but you're able to kind of quickly dart in there with your hands, and kind of get a good grip on her and kind of rip her out of the last few pieces of armor, kind of clattering to the floor. What are you saying? You kind of give her a shake, her wild eyes kind of focusing in on you for a second. What are you saying?
Mostly just gibberish. What's going on? What happened here? What are you?
She's like, who are you? What's going on? They're trying to take me.
Sorry, honey. I think they did.
Is she being truthful?
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Can I help?
That's 13. Wait, no.
Yeah, you can. You've got a good handle on her. You can kind of glean a little bit. You're looking at her right in the eye.
That's a bit better. 13.
She seems panicked and scared.
Okay. Alright. I move closer.
Yep.
So do I. I step in.
Yeah, you guys are.
We crowd her. I crowd her.
walk in there. Yeah.
I'll kind of turn her around and let her look at this the remains of the construct and say, "You were stuck in there."
She kind of goes pale for a little bit of a second. It's like, I was trying to get away. I was trying to get out. I saw these things happening. It seemed bad. I was trying to get out.
What year is it?
She mentions a year that is about 90 years off. I don't have a specific date.
Right, you know, that's
It's about 9. She gives you the date, and it's about 90 years previous.
Oh, wow.
You have been stuck in there for quite a while. And I say plus 90 to wherever you
Yeah, you tell her the actual date.
And it seems as though the tower has got you hostage, and these constructs are moving out of it and starting to attack the nearby town you used to get. Shipments from.
Make a persuasion check.
Guidance?
Yeah, you can give him guidance. You're not in
Like-
combat.
17 plus persuasion. That's 17.
Kind of Adamar pulling a little bit of kind of his smooth lines out. Her eyes seem a little bit less frantic. She seems a little bit consoled, kind of by his dulcet tones of his voice. kind of bringing her a little bit back to the present. She continues kind of to speak that Quartztoil, everything was fine. We were all working together. We had a good community. The Quartztoil, I don't know, he found something. He started going mad or something. He started abducting some of us.
I'm taking a look at these
I
books.
was trying to get. Yeah, you can go ahead and make an investigation check.
You can continue with all that.
Yeah,
fun stuff.
by all means, you can continue speaking.
Where, do you know where he is? Is he still...
Investigation.
Where was the last time you remember seeing him? Just on the tower? He wouldn't leave?
He was trying to build the constructs, but he started dipping into evil magics. Things started getting really grisly. He always kept himself cloistered up near the top of the tower. I don't know. I was trying to sneak out.
Necromancy.
She kind of looks in your direction and gives a timid nod.
Yes.
19.
Adamar is kind of
I'm not. I'm somebody else.
Tyrael. Sorry. For some reason, you guys are the same person right now. Tyrael kind of seeing the party crowded around this gnome, not wanting to put too much pressure. You start kind of at a slow pace, kind of going up and down these little aisles. They've got hundreds of different sections. There's a small section you see kind of over here talking about smithing, and that kind of thing. A couple of notes scrawled on a couple of books about how inefficient and terrible they are. You find a small comedy section in this corner. Austin's shagadelic attire for the new man, and
That cat is so fat.
Hitchhiker's Guide to Faerun. You find another kind of section of just more general sort of magic-y stuff. Nothing too tame. Sorry, everything's pretty tame here. But it's walking down this aisle over here.
Oh boy.
Where something does kind of catch your eye out of the corner. A red spine, kind of with inlaid, gilded,
What's this one?
golden spine. And you kind of pull the book out gingerly, reading the spine, and it says. It's listed in a very kind of elaborate scriptive text. The Artificer's Book of Minor Infusions. In brilliant letters. But looking around, this is the only book that particularly stands out. But this whole library in itself seems to be a treasure all unto its own. You see books on different professions, different skills. You imagine that you could use this kind of a library to learn any number of things that you wished.
I'll be like, I'm gonna kind of step out of that hallway and just be like, we can stay here. And then head back in.
Okay.
There was a magic corner. Did you tell me that or no?
That was a magic what?
There was a corner that had magic stuff in it. Magic books. Books of magical essence.
I'm up.
No, he just said we can stay here.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then I'm gonna go take a look. You should probably take a rest. Or you should probably take rest. You have been out for 90 years.
And you haven't eaten for 90 years.
I give her a good
Full of
bang.
rations.
She quickly gobbles it up, and a little bit of the color returns to her face. She kind of sits there for a moment, kind of collecting herself. But have you guys? Where have you been in the tower?
Only the bottom levels. We're still we're making our way to the top.
She kind of nods at you.
There's another group downstairs. We're not sure if they're okay or not. But they
There's about 2 more floors, and then the top of the tower. I would be careful at the top
Of what?
of the tower. It's kind of a focal point. I don't know what he may have done. The next few floors are kind of more his private quarters and work areas. I would be careful about the pinnacle though. There's we used it to focus a lot of our energies when creating constructs before the unsightly business.
Perfect.
You helped make these things?
Yes, I mean originally we did, but it wasn't. They were just out of metal back then. They were just helpful creatures to carry our ore and to load our carts up. They weren't supposed to be like this. Kind of, she's a bit aghast at the kind of the descriptions you've given of these creatures that you fought.
Right.
Did you see that corner over there? It's full of books in magic stuff.
Good. I go over to the corner.
Yeah,
Labor.
you kind of start perusing, taking a look. You see Alazar's book of commentary on incantations. You see Xanathar's guide.
To everything?
Yeah.
Big beast.
Yeah. Mordecai's the one that's getting released soon. You see a bunch of various kind of books commentating on magic and its use, but nothing immediately jumps out at you as valuable. You're sure that with some decent study and some time, you'd definitely be able to learn some new tricks of your trade, but nothing immediately jumps out at you.
Okay. I look around the library, and if there's nothing more, I just.
Yeah, it's
So-
kind of already been found.
Yeah. Okay.
But I cannot stress enough that this actual library is a treasure trove in itself. There's like 4 tons of books on every imaginable subject.
Right. We look back to the Swan Gnome. We've been sent here to find a book, and the person who sent us seems to be trying to cure some sort of disease. He looked
Okay.
sickly and pale. Would you know anything of that sort?
She
Kind
kind
of a
of
needle in a haystack.
looks at you quizzically a bit. I don't know very much.
That's okay.
Quartztoil would have had some sort of spell book himself, but it would just be a regular wizard's spell book, I think. I mean, I don't know what wizards keep in it. If there's a book, I would imagine it would be here.
Right. I have one last question. You know that he has he always had like a magical power throughout the whole tower, or is that a new occurrence?
She kind of quivers and looks around a bit. No, the tower isn't supposed to be alive.
Yeah, he's been using it to quiver and move at his whim.
She kind of again is nervously looking around. Well, maybe we should hide. The next floor should be his chambers. If he's not in there, the door's locked. We could probably hide in there and find a way to escape.
It is a very clear way on the way down. None of the doors are locked, and most of what we know to be the constructs have been cleared.
She nods at you. You didn't, kind of a different look kind of crossing your face, find anything in the dormitory, did you?
The dormitory.
The second
which
level.
floor?
Where all the beds
There's
are.
nothing in here that you are interested in.
Yeah, okay. She kind of quickly accepts.
What do you
We
Nothing,
should go
nothing.
find something.
Nothing at all.
Perhaps.
Just nothing.
An insight check?
Yeah.
Was she trying to find her friends? Like,
You can make an insight check.
Guidance?
insight?
Sorry, Tyrael kind of a little hand on his back.
14?
Plus.
You think back and remember a time not too long ago when you were feeling more like a pincushion.
Right.
and also rewarded with a small cache of gains, kind of well hidden.
Okay.
You kind of put maybe two and two together, and you kind of get the feeling that they may have been somewhat ill-gotten gains.
That doesn't bother Adamar.
No,
No, it doesn't.
you kind of get the sense of kinship. Getting kind of a little bit of a feeling that she might have been fleecing her gnomish brothers and sisters to finance her escape.
Damn.
So the guy downstairs, he said he only wanted a book from the library, right?
Yeah, he didn't specify.
He just
which
wanted a book from the
He
library.
did say it was a specific book, and he didn't tell us anything about it otherwise.
He did say he'd like.
Imagine you're still holding, like,
Yeah.
this is in your hands or something, or
Listen, he said he wanted a specific book. I'm not saying this is the specific book.
No, I understand. This is definitely not the book. I open it and take a look at it.
it's
and read
definitely
it.
the book.
It's definitely not the book.
He's just like,
It's my book. I see your sleight of hand.
Do you?
Do you?
Do you really?
Yes.
I'll let you determine that amongst yourselves.
22 on a natural 20.
Guidance. 21. Damn! Insight?
No perception.
Perception.
Yeah.
That's wisdom. That's better for you.
Oh, it's even better, so 24.
you kind of watch as your eyes just follow the book as he puts it into his satchel.
This
Just
is
kind of you don't really look at him. You're just staring at the satchel.
so.
You use
Is my book back or?
Hugo, it is the book.
I can't read.
It is not the book.
I'm just gonna go and pull half a dozen books off random shelves. I'm not even looking at titles. I'm just picking books.
Yeah, you've quickly made a little bit of a pile of books around you, kind of up to your waist.
Yeah.
These
I'm
crates,
sitting on
anything
that
interesting?
Books on how to reach high places and
Get it? You stand on the
Can I
book
find
and
one
then
about
you
guidance?
yeah, you can find a book that kind of talks about minor deities and such like that.
Oh, we can. Can I find
Guidance and how to
anything?
use it for dummies.
Yes. You find that book.
Can I find anything talking about like my favored enemy is monstrosities? Can I try to find anything gleaning like just more information so I have like a wider base of knowledge to pull from?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check actually.
Guidance.
Crit.
Yeah, kind of going
Is that like your
through.
14th crit tonight?
Yeah, those dice are banned tomorrow, by the way. Going through kind of this back corner, you do find
Holy
something that seems to read Volo's Guide to Monsters. Is that too meta? Anyway, you kind of pull it out and you start leaping through it. It'll take you some time to kind of peruse it to its entirety, but you do believe it'll help you glean some information.
So I have Bolo's guide.
You
Yeah.
have Lovo's guide.
Lobo's Guide
Vo.
monstrously non-trademarked.
You actually
monsters.
have to pay $50 for that, so.
Yeah.
Pay you $50.
A little premium DLC required up in front of it.
I try to open the book and I get like a pop up.
Yeah, it says please insert credit card.
The run of thing off is for $58.
So it's a good deal.
It's pretty good.
Do any of you have a premium?
She
currency?
nods. He was, I mean, he used to be our head artificer. He was quite talented, but he started saying about how just metal wasn't enough, that we were wasting time and energy by not, well, and she kind of like glances back towards the armor and shudders a bit.
Got it.
Do you remember anything since you were put in there?
The last thing I remember, they were hauling me out of bed. I got away for a minute. And I was heading down the stairs. Last thing I remember, I was headed out. I don't really remember.
Where
Right.
where did you say the closet was?
Closet?
Yes, the one that you said we could hide in.
Oh, his personal quarters. They're just up on the next floor. They've got a locking door. I think it should be safe.
I send Owl upstairs to take a look.
Yeah,
Stealthily.
it swoops up the stairs. Again, finding another junction where it levels off. Kind of two more medium-sized doors kind of stand in a small little hallway with another set of stairs again leading further up.
Are there just like random like health potions before that big door and like an oddly quiet room?
The big door that you can lock from the inside.
Yes, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Are there any enemies? Is basically.
He doesn't. You don't see any, no.
Okay. Let us quietly go upstairs and maybe take a bit of a rest, maybe a longer rest. We will
You
keep
sound
watch.
different.
Stop it.
I guess tongues. It's fine.
Did I change? Yeah, I did.
You
change
did.
it. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
why. You're Romanian now.
It's
Well,
okay.
well,
It makes it okay for me to do it when I switch my accent. and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, you do kind of climbing the stairs. You do find kind of more medium-sized doors, a small kind of lock, kind of sit just off to the side on one of the doors. You kind of place your ear up to it. Everything sounds quiet inside. You try the door handle, but it seems locked.
Is it trapped?
You can make an investigation check.
I'll help with that.
Guidance.
Just
Ooh,
roll over the
19.
dice.
21
Ooh,
plus
your D4 is
26.
You start inspecting, kind of going along the edges of the door, looking for any fine wires, even taking a moment to try and just balance your senses for a minute to see if you detect anything, but nothing seems out of the ordinary towards this door.
Okay, who wants to open door?
I will open the door.
It's locked.
I open the door.
Okay.
You try, you kind of jiggle the knob for a few minutes.
Take out my book. I
Didi, this might be a specialty of you.
I forget what that is now.
guidance.
Sleight of hand or make a
Proficiency.
dex with proficiency kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Smack it with book.
Dex plus proficiency?
Yeah.
You're proficient with those tools, right?
Duh.
14, 15,
Oh.
17, 19.
19. Dee Dee just seems to have the whole lockpick thing really down pat. It makes you maybe wonder what she did for her past professions, but just quickly clicks it, pops open the door with kind of a wide grin as the door slowly swings open. And what you see before you is kind of a mess of a room. There's notes scattered all over the floor. Several desks kind of line the wall of the door that you've walked through, kind of to your left and right, with various things. There's a four-poster kind of large bed at the back middle of the room.
No, with a large bag.
Yes.
It's still gnomish size, but it's an air of grandeur to it.
It's a king size bed for a troll.
It looks very like it hasn't been used in a very long time. The sheets are very undisturbed. A layer of dust kind of coating it. As you look off to your left, you see kind of a large painting of a gnome, kind of in a very like over enthusiastic look. He's kind of got a puff of like green hair and a kind of a receding hairline. Just this one puff.
Is he
And
riding
a little bit of no, he's not riding a unicorn. A little bit of a goatee that he's kind of proudly holding on to.
I like him.
It's kind of an abnormally large, like it's probably even a little bit larger than the gnome would stand in real life.
Compensation. It is alright.
No.
Uh,
Okay, Rich.
um,
Okay, big rich.
Yeah, I know, right? It's all. I mean, let's look around the room and then lock it up. Do you want to stay here with us? Because if you leave, we will not let
She
you back
kind of
in.
timidly nods.
Okay.
I'll cast light just to make it
Yeah.
a little
I'll
more,
let you back in.
more good.
We'll do one last investigation check, and I think this is where you'll take a long rest.
Do it again.
Nope. That's a 14.
14. That's pretty okay.
17.
13.
20.
20.
There it is.
I'm not very close to
Big Rich is kind of going around the room, kind of very methodically. You're trying to look, but you're overwhelmed by just this mess of notes everywhere. And kind of looking at them, you're like, this is important. As you're looking down at these notes, there's something here. You kind of start scooping them up, trying to find an order or any kind of rhyme or reason. You're probably going to need a little bit of time to kind of sort this out, but it kind of absorbs you. Dee Dee's kind of more nonchalantly kind of walking along the room. You're kind of running your hand along the wall. You kind of get to the painting, and you kind of like bump it, and it kind of like tips. And it kind of swings to the side, or revealing kind of a metallic corner, just kind of obscured by the painting.
Yep.
This is interesting.
Yeah, you kind of peel back the painting a little bit. There's a
Western cliffhanger.
little wall safe right behind it.
Wow. Very nice.
I will attempt to open the safe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's take the picture down
Sleight of hand
first.
again?
Yeah.
I think that might be me.
Guidance. Did you flop it?
Nice.
I think it's nice and so I might-
I mean, you
What did you
could
say
try
that
to
was?
kick it, it might hit it.
Dex.
Dex
Dex
plus proficiency.
24.
Again, it's almost like it's not even locked. Dee Dee you don't even see her slip the pick in, and then just, it was unlocked the whole time. It opens. Inside this small little safe, you find not 4 tons of books. That was the last room.
Oh.
4 tons of
He
books.
did say 4
4
tons.
tons of
It's a big
purified
library.
baloney?
Copper.
Rude.
4
4
tons of copper.
Oh,
and
very
books
good.
are knowledge.
There
Knowledge
is
is power.
I read a book every
inside
single
you
day.
spy a single tome sitting just a little bit smaller than the actual safe itself,
Is this
just sitting nicely in there.
the book?
This is the book. This is the good book.
Insect chick.
He seems convinced.
That is the book they want. This might be a book I want.
I'll head to the book.
Yeah. Is it spellbook?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Ooh.
clearly Quartztoil spellbook.
Very
I'm
nice.
gonna take one of the books out of the library
Yeah.
from what I picked up and put it back in the safe.
You pull out one of the books and kind of give it a quick glance, and it's Jordan's Guide to Practical and Hilarious Jokes, and you kind of close it and readjust the
What's his
painting.
middle name?
There you go. I didn't even know. Let's pick that out.
No, wait. I want that book. And I'll put it back in my bag for the practical jokes.
Fair enough. You find another one, throw that in there.
We're gonna be so
Deciding this
confused
is
when
good.
Dee Dee actually makes a joke. We're gonna be like, "You're not Dee Dee." Who are you? What have you done?
I think they'll be funny.
Imposter.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of quickly close the doors, reset the lock, and kind of find yourself settling down to try and take
Put a
a
desk
long
up
rest.
against the door too.
Alarm spell. Any one of. Well,
That's ritual. Yeah.
yeah, as ritual. If he leaves, if the gnome leaves, it will also set it off.
Okay, fair enough. Over that time, I'll tell you what you find out when going through the notes next session, but I will give you your spells this session. And I think we will